Let's get nasty on a Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew March, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Speaking of nasty, your Cardinals played last night. 3-2 losers to the Colorado Rockies. Yes, those Colorado Rockies.
I thought the Colorado Rockies are a bad team, Anthony.
I hate to say I told you so.
Are they a bad team, Anthony?
Are they a bad team?
Yeah.
You know, Carey, when Jamie responded to our Fast Lane text chain last night by saying, I can't believe they're losing to this team, I said that the Rockies were and have been wolves in sheep's clothing
you did,
since day one.
Yep.
Now, I didn't believe that. So, yeah, this team is crap, and you just lost to it, scoring 2 runs against Contreras and that Rockies bullpen.
That Rockies bullpen, I believe, is the worst in the majors.
If not the worst,
It's probably,
certainly in the picture.
Probably an opinion of you guys.
An opinion?
An opinion.
What?
Yeah,
Let's go
everybody
with
has
numbers.
one. Yeah, numbers, schmumbers.
You're going optimistic Oliver today, are you?
Numbers, schmumbers.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Since Jamie brought it up, let's go to the old team stats for the Rockies bullpen, shall we?
I think it's the worst in baseball.
Let's go to the relievers. What metric would you like to use? ERA?
ERA is what I'm using.
Yeah, 5.23.
That's not
Dead last in baseball.
You're welcome.
I mean, in fairness, you did score your 2 runs off a reliever.
It's something to look forward to for tonight,
Now
right?
you face 3 more relievers after that.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, not great.
The wind must have been blowing in last night because they had a couple of warning track bombs there.
I almost got out of there, Matt Carpenter. He was hot. He came, he went and grabbed that and brought it back. That's a good play.
That's 3 points for me.
Yes.
That was a home run for him. It was 3 points for me in our derby.
As it was happening, I was watching it, and I was like, no bleeping way.
And apparently,
And then I was like,
no bleeping way.
No.
That's a home run in 24 of 30 ballparks.
But not last night.
And not
Busch Stadium. Yeah, that was dreadful.
The relievers might be some of the worst in baseball. I'm looking at some other numbers. They're leading the majors in hits allowed. It's not a good number.
Carey, can I tick you off?
By all means.
So
and earned runs.
So Baseball Savant had this graphic that somebody kind of put out there. Hits, Cardinals 7 last night. Rockies 4 in the bottom of the 9th. Expected batting average.
Oh, Carey, you love that one.
Rockies 235. The Cardinals 405. Which would indicate that the Cardinals suffered some bad luck last night against those Rockies.
Did they suffer bad luck or are expected numbers garbage?
I think that if you need expected wins against the Rockies,
You probably
you need to do a lot better than what you're doing.
You know what? I'm not even frustrated. It is what it is. Wasn't a good win. Wasn't a good loss. It wasn't a win. Wasn't a good loss yesterday.
You
got
kind of
another
seem
one
like
today?
Gary. You kind of seem like you're in "I told you so" mode.
I didn't say that.
Don't you guys feel that way?
Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I don't even know how Carey feels these days
I'm
about
going-
the Cardinals.
I'm
I
going
really
to the
don't
game
know.
tonight.
Carey had the glasses on the other day.
Yeah.
And now he's
said they were
in
gonna
here.
That wasn't Carey. That was
I don't know.
Corey.
Yeah. Gary Davis.
Yeah.
Gary.
Now Carey's in here with the, I told you they suck, and it's just really weird.
I didn't necessarily say that. I just said
You
that
did not say
they
it.
should sweep the Rockies. But here's what I did say, Jamie, since we want to talk about things I did say.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
I didn't give a damn about the wild card because who the hell cares? I don't know where they are now, but they're 4th in the division, I think half a game above the Pittsburgh Pirates, if I'm not mistaken. Or the Reds, one of them.
At this
They're
point,
sandwiched between the two of them. Who the hell cares?
right? At this point, I don't want to look at the wild card standings and all that. Just play better.
Oh, really?
You lose to the Rockies, we're not about to go to the wild card standings.
If you
know
lose
what I
to
mean?
the Rockies, you're not going to the playoffs.
I mean, you still
Playoffs?
could, but
Nope.
just
The day we talk
awful.
about often is Flag Day. I believe it's right around the corner. Next
Yeah.
week, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't really know. It's in June.
Okay,
Yeah.
so fast forward to next week. Do we know anything more about this team? They're
You
average.
know everything you know now.
They're an average team.
There you go.
The good news is the Brewers have lost 3 in a row, so, you know, you haven't lost too much ground there.
Oh, Jamie.
Can't depending on other people to do our bidding, huh?
You were proud of that one, too.
No, I was crushed earlier today when I read that because I'm like, if they were able to win, like they're gaining ground. I want to believe, yet they continuously stick my nose in it and to make me not believe.
Yeah. So we'll get to Sonny Gray and his performance because he had some interesting quotes. We'll get to that in the next segment. But just looking at this offense right now, I mean, I'll share these numbers later on as well. But this offense over the last 7 games, and I know they played Houston, they played Philadelphia. I get it. But last 7 games, they're 2-5. This offense ranks 20th in Major League Baseball over that span in WRC+, 25th in batting average, 26th in on-base percentage, 17th in slug, and 21st in OPS.
How many teams in the major leagues?
That'd be 30.
Okay. So 25 is like
Your bottom 5.
All right, just checking.
Your bottom 10 in 1, 2, 3, 4 of those categories. Good news, you've hit 11 home runs. You're 5th in Major League Baseball over that span. But your pitching, if you say, well, it's a complete team failure. No. Pitching, 13th in ERA, same span. 9th in FIP, 6th in strikeout rate, 14th in walk rate, 17th in home run rate. So you're only below average in home run rate. So you're giving up a little bit more home runs than you want over that span. But your pitching overall, not just your starters, but your starting pitching and your bullpen, from a number standpoint, has actually been pretty decent. This offense, if it continues to lag, we saw it in April, what happens, and now we're seeing it again. Last 7 games, the offense has stunk. They're 2-5.
There were 3 non-hits, though, last night. That's why I wonder if these make it over the fence. It's a 5-2
They
game.
didn't.
No, I understand.
They didn't make it
I
over
understand
the
that.
fence.
In other ballparks, they would have, though. So I'm wondering, are we looking at this differly if it's
Well,
a 5-2?
you play in this ballpark. though.
What
That's the
ballpark
problem.
do your Cardinals play in?
They play in Busch Stadium.
Thank
So
you.
hit it further. There's a question.
Any other statements?
I'm good. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Any other questions there, Marsh?
There's a question from the 314. Was it a productive loss?
No. Great question.
I heard a productive out last night on the broadcast. Chip, well, it's a productive out. I was like, no, Chip, it's not.
about
You
this?
only got him over to third.
Don't get out. Drive them in.
Don't lose.
You know how I know this team is average to slightly below average? We talk about things like expected stats and productive outs. You know who's not talking about productive outs? The Phillies.
No. Why
The
not?
Dodgers.
Did they win games?
The Orioles. They're talking about dubs. Not talking about productive outs. Here in St. Louis, productive outs.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
You got to get them over the third to score.
Beat the rock. Hit one out of the ballpark.
That helps.
This
Carpenter
ballpark.
did. It just, the glove went over.
Hit it further.
I agree with you.
Hit it higher. Farther.
It's too high.
Harder. It's too high. It's too high.
It's too high.
Out of here. What are you leaving for?
Who gives a bleep? It's gone. All right. It's a fast lane on 101 at ESPN. Sonny Gray had some thoughts on his performance last night that made me think, this is what accountability looks like. And then you look at the numbers, you're like, screw the accountability, just pitch better. We'll dive into Sonny Gray next on 101 ESPN. Sonny Gray's performance last night and over the last 4 or 5 starts, a lot to be desired. 4 2/3, 2 hits allowed, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. He certainly wasn't the only issue last night for the Cardinals. In fact, he only scored 2 runs. Ivan Herrera, I mean, they are going to have to figure out a way for him to
throw people out,
upgrade his pop time and his arm like yesterday.
Well, yeah, singles turn into doubles quickly.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
They're just going to run on that kid all day long, as we're seeing now. But getting back to Sonny Gray, this is what he said after the game. And if you're a Cardinals fan, especially following a loss and a loss to the Rockies, and a specific player didn't play well, I imagine this is something that you would like to hear.
It's a trending in the wrong direction. So we got to come in and come up with a plan moving forward and get back on track. That's not the job of a starting pitcher. The job of a starting pitcher is not to go through spurts of great. The job is to stay out there for as long as you can and put your team into a position to win. So yeah, like, oh yeah, okay, I struck 4 hitters out in a row. Who cares? That's not the point of a starter. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Again, that's courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest. That is what I would love to hear out of players. You're struggling. It doesn't have to be all the time, but you're struggling. You don't have to mince words. You have to say, oh, there's some good, there's some bad. If you stunk, just saying you stunk and take accountability for it, I think we as fans, okay, cool. Excellent.
Yeah, but at what point does it get old, though? Like,
he hasn't done it a lot, so.
No, well, he actually has done it a couple of times, Anthony. In his last 5 starts, he's had a couple of those moments following the game where he's accountable and describing what went wrong. Mm-hmm. After a while, you're like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, I respect it.
I'm not there yet, but I agree.
I respect it, but it's no different than, let's go back for the last couple of seasons with the Blues at times, in particular 2 seasons ago, when things were really not great. Mm-hmm. And the players were like, oh, we're sick of hearing about... Players were like, okay, well, we got to be better. We're not playing together. We're not consistent. Right. So they were telling you the same kind of stuff, maybe not quite as open, but you got sick of it. Because you're like, I don't care, then fix it.
But you're also big, Jamie, you specifically, you're big on the way that things are phrased. So the way that Sonny Gray said in that clip there that we heard, who cares that I struck out four in a row? It doesn't matter. Basically, we didn't get the win. I didn't get my job done.
No, I respect that.
You know what I mean?
Listen, maybe I'm coming off a little crustier than I should regarding this topic.
Why? They lost to the Rockies last night? Got you a little...
They lost to the Rockies, and Sonny Gray, who came in here and wowed us for 5 games, has not wowed us the last 5. And I'm frustrated with that. I'm frustrated with the offense, not being able to cash in on one of the worst teams, the worst team in baseball, the worst bullpen in baseball. I'm just frustrated. And hearing Sonny Gray tell me, just why things went wrong, it's just unacceptable. I'm like, well, no kidding. Fix it.
So...
How?
Here's the numbers.
I don't know, Carey. I'm not a pitching coach. You know that. I'm a hockey player. Stick to hockey.
Yep, there you go. Make sure you...
now you're going to stay in your lane.
Make sure you let everyone know that, too. All right?
All right, so here are the numbers.
They do it for me, too. Stick to football. I don't know baseball. Sorry, go ahead,
Anthony.
No, it's all good.
Carey was rude.
Sonny Gray, last 4 starts, 20 1/3 innings, 11 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned, 11 walks, 29 Ks. Hasn't been able to go more than 5 2/3. This is why remember in the offseason when I was trying to make the distinction between an ace and somebody that is a top of the rotation arm?
Yeah.
Sonny Gray's a top of the rotation arm, and a lot of people took offense to that. Hey, he's an ace. Look what he did a year ago. Okay.
Not an ace.
He's a top of the rotation guy. Now, granted, there are very few aces right now in Major League Baseball. I'll give you that. And 2 of them are hurt. Strider's hurt. Garrett Cole's hurt. There are very few that take them out every 5 days and absolutely shove on a consistent basis. Corbin Burns, I feel like, is an ace. Sonny Gray is your number 1. This is somebody that I think is a very good pitcher, but not somebody that won't have stretches like this, which is fine unless you're being considered an ace. He's He's your ace.
I'm glad you reiterated that point. Can I tell you all why I was a bit squirmish? Little felt like I'm off my game. You all were like, what's wrong? If you're ace, stick with me here. Just hold on.
Walk with me.
Walk with me here.
Now, Carey, when you walk with someone and you hold
Hand in
hands,
hand, interlocking.
interlocking?
Always.
I knew you were good for the fast lane, as you were.
If your ace doesn't perform well against the Rockies, you're supposed to win that game. Mm-hmm. That's your best pitcher? Yes.
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 Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No. I needed feedback on that one.
Okay.
If your ace doesn't get the win, what do we do now?
Oh, well, your
Just-
number 2 needs to step up now.
Okay. So it's on him tonight.
Who's
Yeah.
your number 2?
The guy that's
Lance
pitching
Lynn?
tonight.
What did Randy say the other day? You've got number 5s.
Fours and fives.
You got 4s and 5s.
Yeah.
You don't have 1s and 2s.
Do you feel? Are you walking with me? Are you feeling what I'm putting? Are you picking up what I'm
Yes.
putting down here? Is there some concern?
Oh, yeah,
Of course.
Carey.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
Now, in fairness to Sonny Gray, it wasn't a great start for him. The 4 walks was his first time as a Cardinal having 4 walks. So it's been something that we haven't had to deal with until last night. But in fairness to Sonny Gray, when he left the game as early as it was, he'd only given up 2 runs. He'd only given up 2 runs at that point, right? Am I correct?
Yes.
No, he gave up 3.
Did he give up 3?
He
Oh,
gave
2
up all
earned
3.
runs.
All 3 of them were earned.
Yeah, all 3
Were
were.
they?
He skipped one, and a runner came home or
My point is, though.
had a wild pitch.
My
Yeah,
point,
the wild pitch was the last run, so all of them were his.
So my point is this, though. For pitchers' ERAs around the league, if you look at the Rockies in particular, your offense should have scored more
3
runs.
3 is good.
Your
It's okay.
offense, you can give up 3 runs
If
and
you
win
can
the
score
damn
4.
game against the Colorado Rockies.
If you can score 4, I did that math all by myself.
Nice job, Carey. Nice job.
Carey, I'm proud of you.
I've been working hard at it.
It's,
4, it carried the 2 plus 2 and carried.
Is anybody else sick of this? Like, it's the same. It's like, it's the same thing.
Let it burn. Feel it.
It's the same. We have the same conversation.
Just
Hey, well, he did okay. The offense didn't do anything, or the offense did okay.
we
But
have
the
talked
pitch,
about
like-
this. We have talked about the defense.
Exhausted.
And you can put wild pitches up there because that allowed a run. You lost by 1.
Uh-huh.
You can put the defense in there when you're talking about your catcher who cannot throw runners out. It's he
No.
skipped 2 of them.
I thought it was the same play.
It looked like it.
I'm like, why are they showing this replay?
I don't know. It's not. It's
No.
a different runner. Hey, they had 3 stolen bases, I think, in 1 inning or 2 innings. Like, something has to give. Like, you have to be better in multiple areas. You have to be better at the plate. I don't care how you win that game. You have to win that game.
Yes.
And they can go and win the next 3 games, and all will be, everyone will feel like we're back on track.
Yeah.
But if you are in these next couple of games and struggling with a team that is this bad, I don't even know how hard the Rockies are trying. No disrespect. If anyone from the Rockies are listening to our show, I don't know. You guys stink.
They tried hard last night.
They won. Did they try hard? They tried to give it back at one point.
Wow, Carey, they're not good. I think they're trying.
And they're beating our St. Louis Cardinals, or beat our St. Louis Cardinals. That's a problem. That's not if they're not good and they beat us. Where does that leave us?
Guys, I'm a little concerned for a couple of reasons. One, just about the Cardinals, but overall, for me, the biggest concern is that I'm supposed to go to the game tomorrow, Cardinals game,
He's going tonight.
I'm going tonight.
and
Marsh probably got free tickets.
Yeah,
It's
we're
another
going there.
Weekend.
Marsh ain't said a word since we cut him off. Sorry, Marshy.
Anthony, we're going there to celebrate Ashley's youngest, Reed, his birthday. We asked him a while back, what do you want to do for your birthday, Reed? He says, I want to go to a Cardinals game.
Yeah, you do.
And I was like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be awesome. This was a long time ago. It should be awesome, yeah.
Uh-huh.
How do I break it to the kid? Don't expect great things today.
Oh, don't. No. You don't.
No,
You don't
break
do
it to
that.
him.
No.
Just be
Hey,
there
Did I
to
tell the
console
Cardinals
him.
you've robbed this kid of a great birthday?
Here's the thing.
Can I do that?
Here's the thing, Jamie.
Yeah.
It's a tough life lesson for young Reed, okay? He's got to see this for himself. So what you do
Yeah.
is you sit him next to you, right?
Yep.
Maybe you put your arm around him and you say, hey, you watch this.
Don't close your eyes.
No, don't turn away.
Don't turn
Watch
away.
this.
You watch this. This is what life is.
Ashley in the background. No, don't make him watch this. Eddie, it's good for
It's got to
him.
happen. Young man's got to grow up at some point.
He's just a boy. I know, but I'm raising a man.
But he
You
brought a
watch
friend.
this.
He needs to watch, too.
Trust me, I mean better. So I think we cleaned that up, right?
Yeah.
Cleared it all up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, we're going to let Marsh out of the jail here for a little What's Trending, if he
Put
wants
himself
to.
in there.
He did put himself in there. He
Locked
decided
himself in the
not to
room.
talk anymore. He's like, you know what? I'm done with you guys. I'm out of here.
I don't blame him.
I feel like Marshy was looking for a reason. It's Friday. It's a little tuckered out. It's kind of like when your significant other's just waiting. Damn, see? I told you. I didn't do anything. No, the way you're walking. That started it all.
Yep.
I've been there. Trust me.
What's trending next on 101 ESPN?
Gentlemen, a bit of a barn burner last night in the NBA, if you're a Celtics fan. That's for sure. The Big Green Machine looked awesome, and we'll see if that carries over. But FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, they're still helping new customers out. And right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets. Carey, all they have to do is place a winning $5 bet.
Yeah, Jamie, that's $200 to use on same game parlays, live bets, and so much more. There's no better place to bet all the finals action than America's #1 sportsbook. The game last night, Kristaps Porzingis back in the fold.
baby.
He's a unicorn.
Definitely helped the Celtics do what they needed to do to get on the right track. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/fast to get started and take a shot at an extra $200.
That's right. Carey's got it for you. FanDuel.com/fast to get started. Take that shot at an extra $200. FanDuel.com/fast. At FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. First online real money wager. Only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued to non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lost to the Colorado Rockies last night by a final score of 3-2. Sonny Gray went 4 2/3. He walked 4, struck out 5, and gave up 3 earned runs. The Cardinals will be back in action tonight, taking on the Rockies once again. The second game of a 4-game series. Lance Lynn will take the mound going up against Austin Gomber. First pitch is at 7:15. Last night in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks by a final of 107-89. Coming up next, we have What's Trending. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, it feels good to get out of the studio jail cell.
You look good, Marsh.
I appreciate that. So we have Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final Saturday as the Panthers take on the Edmonton Oilers. And you can listen to that one right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6:30. But Jamie shared something with me earlier today. Paul Maurice, who is one of the best at giving post-game speeches, I'm sure he's great at giving pregame speeches to his team. He was on Bally Sports Florida talking about sort of the mindset that he has when he does have these post-game interviews. I want you to take a listen, and then we'll discuss on what he has to say.
My older brother Mike said to me about 15, 20 years ago, we don't see each other much, we don't talk much. He was busy at the time. He said, I love listening to your press conferences because that's where I learn about the game. And that really kind of hit me, right? Like, okay, there are people who actually want to know about hockey and want to know about, so you can take your time with that. And then my middle son gets into pro sports, and he wants to be a broadcaster, and he wants it passionately. Like, he's so wired into the game. And I think about this when I'm answering your question sometimes. If that was my kid asking an NHL coach a question, and you were a jerk about it, I'd want to kill. Like I would take that so very personally. That's my kid. So those two things matter. And then the big one, I guess, would be, I think we have an innate ability to feel the truth. If you're telling me something and it's the truth to you, you can sense that, and people can connect with that. That I try to tell the truth. I don't tell every detail, but I try to be truthful in my answers, and I think that resonates with people. And then some of it is, the last would be, you're a little older. I know this isn't the right set of words. I don't care anymore. I'm going to say some stupid stuff. Basically say what comes into my head. And when this interview's over, if somebody asked me what you and I talked about, I wouldn't be able to tell them. My brain doesn't work like that. So you asked me a question, I kind of feel the answer, and now I just spit it out.
Anthony, you're always talking about winning the press conference. What do you think about what he said and how it just pertains to hockey, but also in sports in general when it comes to a head coach?
Anytime anybody can relate to the people that are listening, it's a home run. And he related to the listener. He related to me, who has, I've got a daughter and 2 sons. I have no idea if they're ever going to get into this line of work, but if they do, I hope that they work with a lot of people like Paul Maurice. So he was relatable there. He was honest, and he gave a really thought-provoking response. So he crushed that.
What I love about Paul Maurice, and I've said this numerous times, if you're listening out there, go YouTube Paul Maurice press conferences or Florida Panthers YouTube channel and go listen to his press conference, because he gives you great answers. And I was telling Marshy, I'm like, like Bill Belichick's a coaching legend and all that stuff. Like, who the hell ever wants to watch Bill Belichick in a press conference?
No, he's trying. He's actively trying not to give you anything, which is fine.
But it's not, though. It is, but it's not, because I feel like all the people involved in the team have an active duty of, one, educating their fans and basically representing the logo just as much as the players are. And when you do that, the 2-word answers are, I said, we're on to Cincinnati. Like, you're not telling me anything. It means you don't have an answer. That's what I think of.
Right.
And Paul Maurice gives, like he said, you can get as close to the truth as you want.
Get choked up when you think about this,
Every now and then, without going over the edge.
Right.
And we've talked about this before, how great Craig Berube has always been with us.
100%.
And Craig Berube does the same thing. He gets right to where he wants to be, and if he's comfortable with telling you exactly what's going on, he will. If he doesn't, he takes a little bit of a right turn.
No problem.
And you get a great answer anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I had a lot of respect for Paul Maurice before, but now knowing that he actively goes into these press conferences trying to do a good job in order to give people a moment of education or give a reporter a really good soundbite, whatever it is. I have a lot of respect for the guy.
And I think it makes it, I mean, if you're a journalist, if you're in that locker room or, in baseball in the clubhouse and you're talking to a manager and trying to get information, how you treat people will always matter. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your profession is. You are not greater than the people in that room, than the people that are covering you, than the people that are, sweeping up and throwing away the trash in the locker rooms. And sometimes, as athletes, as managers, as fame goes, some people feel that they are. So for him to say, if my son gets into this business and is covering a coach and that coach is disrespectful, it's gonna be a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because he understands you don't have to do that because I'm in this locker room, I'm in this situation, and I'm available and willing to speak. And there are times as an athlete, as a coach, where it was terrible today.
Ugh.
It was awful. I mean, I played the worst game I could ever play. I managed the worst game I could ever play. But my job is to not take that out on you as the reporter. My job is to tell you what happened and answer the tough questions because people want to know. They're paying their money to show up. Why didn't you go for it on 4th and 2, 2 minutes left in the game and you were down? Well, we thought we could get the ball. Tell us why. Like, give us an explanation as to what was going on and help the fan. Not everyone's not going to agree. Everyone's not going to like it, but that is your job. And I think what he did, what Paul Maurice did right there, I definitely will be wanting to hear more and see more of what he's saying and how he breaks down wins and losses.
So the curious thing here, too, sorry, Anthony, is when you watch the coaches, managers that give you the 2-3 word answers, watch how many times there is conflict after that, because the media has to then dive in to find. They have to get an answer. They've either got to write a story, or they've got to do a radio show, or they got to do whatever it is. So then they have to push, and then the coach gives you less, and then you have to push farther. So then the coach starts pushing back, and it ends up being this conflict for no reason.
Right.
One thing Paul Maurice does very well is the very first time somebody asks him a question, he dives into so many different aspects of the game. What went right, what went wrong, who played good, who didn't, how he handled certain situations. By the time he's done, the reporters don't have a conflicting question for him.
Right.
It's usually just a follow-up. So now you take that aggravation out of it.
And he gives you something, like you were saying with Chief. He at least gives you something.
Yeah.
I get it, it's kind of a fine line. You don't want to be explained. You don't have to explain yourself.
And you don't want to give any details about what you're doing or game plan or,
But at the same
thoughts.
time, I would love to give somebody like, hey, this good question. This is my thought process on that. Didn't work out.
And it happens.
Because at the end of the day, we like to judge managers and head coaches based on the results. We rarely talk about the thought process.
Right.
I always do this I try to do this with trades. Did the trade make sense? Can I explain it? Can I say, all right, well, yep, they needed this, they needed that, they have more of this, so they gave up that. Doesn't seem like it was a good trade on paper, but I can explain it.
Yeah.
If so, all right. I get what this guy's trying to do here. I get his line of thinking. But if you give him nothing, well, now you're just going to open up yourself to all sorts of criticism, and that's on you then.
Big day for the Battlehawks and Hakeem Butler.
Yeah.
He was named the 2024 UFL Offensive Player of the Year, so congratulations
Nice
to
job.
him.
It's our
A
guy
great
right there.
season.
Fast lane bump.
I do have a question. I have a question for you guys, and I would love to know what the listeners think as well. But as a Battlehawk fan, do you want to continue seeing your favorite players remain with the team, or do you want to see them make it to the next level?
Wow, that's a really good question. I would want to see them go to the NFL.
Yes. if you say you want them to stay here, that's just being selfish. I mean, because the ultimate goal, the UFL, the UFL is a great experience for these players to be able to get film, to be able to still sharpen their craft and get better at what they do. But I would venture to say that probably 90% of those guys want to play in the NFL if they haven't already, if they haven't had an opportunity, even if they have, they want to go back. And so just saying, well, no, I don't want him to go play and possibly be the starting receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. Why the hell would I? No, you want them to have, because that also gives you a little bit of bragging rights. Like, our guys make it to the league.
Right.
Like, it's, and then you get a new group of guys, and you hope that they have the same opportunity and perform just as well and go on to the next level. I just think I would hope that Battlehawk fans are wanting and hoping that these men get an opportunity to play in the NFL.
I would think the majority of them would, don't you, Jeremy?
I would absolutely, and I agree with Carey. Like, let's cheer for our guys to be on Sunday playing in the NFL.
Yep.
You know, and then if it doesn't work out, hey, bring him back here. Bring him back to be a Battlehawk, and we'll support him again here. But, Carey, the question I have is, Hakeem Butler has been really good, fantastic this year, really good last year.
Yeah.
What's holding a guy like that out of the NFL? Like, what? Because he's physically there.
He's been there. He's had a couple of opportunities. I would have to be in that locker room. I would have to be, on that practice field. Sometimes it's just wrong place, wrong time. Yeah.
I think it's injuries, too.
Injuries. Yeah. Sometimes it's wrong place, wrong time. It's almost, if you're in a situation like this, you're an undrafted rookie or you are a guy that is coming in from a different league, you have to have the perfect training camp. Like, you can't have many missteps, many faults, and many things that aren't going your way. You got to make the big plays. You got to score the touchdowns. You got to make the big blocks. You got to make the big tackles. Like, you have to pop on film for them to say, yeah, I'm going to take this guy over a guy that's been here for a couple of years, or a guy that we drafted in the 5th or 6th round. We're going to cut him, put him on practice squad because this guy has shown more. It's really an investment that they feel like they can put into you, and you have to show up. And I don't know. I think he did get injured last year when he was with Pittsburgh. Went through that, and it's just right place, right time sometimes.
But how much can a guy like Anthony Beck help in that situation where Hakeem Butler, let's say he's thinking of signing in 3 different teams? Because there's going to be multiple interested teams in Hakeem Butler. Just physically alone, you look at him and say, let's give him a shot. Let's give him a look.
Right.
How much of a difference is it when Anthony Beck picks up the phone, calls team X, Y, or Z, and says, hey, listen, I know you got a guy right now, but you got to give this guy a real chance. If you give him a real opportunity, he can play.
If that guy he's calling is a former teammate, a former coach, a guy that he has a relationship with, that conversation probably goes over a little bit smoother, as opposed to cold calling a coach that, they know each other, but they don't have a relationship.
Yeah.
So if I trust you and you're telling me this guy can play for you, he plays hard, he does all of the things that are required, I'm probably going to look at him, with a different set of lenses than if he's just coming in, my scouting department brought him in, they recruited him, they evaluated him, and they said he can play. But if a teammate or a friend calls me and said, you're going to love this guy and here's why, and I tell you all of the things about him and what he does great, you're probably going to listen to that a little bit more.
The reason I ask that is because I know myself, I still get local junior and college players leaving college that will ask me to call a certain coach and just, even if I don't know them, put in a word. And what happens is, even going back to my playing days, and I'm sure for you too, even if the coach doesn't have a relationship, when another head coach or someone who played the game at the highest level picks up the phone and calls, you go from number 47 to Carey Davis.
Right. A name.
Yeah, good call.
All of a sudden, it's not just number 47. The coach is like, okay, so Anthony Beck called me and told me about Carey Davis. I don't know who this guy really is. I'm going to watch this Carey Davis today.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you go from being one of many to being one of few, and it just helps your chances.
Yeah. It definitely shrinks the field for you when you have...
And if you stink, well, that's on you.
That's on you.
I also wonder what ultimately is the best for the UFL, having name brand players stick with the league or showing that this league can produce players that go to the NFL. And I'm just talking, I'm not talking from like a, hey, we're the league to get you to the NFL. I'm talking money,
Yep.
eyeballs. Like, what is the best thing for them?
I think it legitimizes this league. If you're sending multiple players to the NFL and you could watch them on Sunday, not just practice squad. If you're sending guys who get some real playing time or even just some playing time, it legitimizes the league, and then players, fans and teams will it's like the American Hockey League. You're proud to develop players and move them on. Then the Battlehawks can say, we have 11 graduating players from our UFL season that are now under NFL contract.
Right.
It says something. I think it changes it a little bit.
Yeah, I
rather
do
than
too.
just hanging on to all these great players. Like, what are you going to have, a UFL dynasty?
Right.
Like,
No.
Yeah. No, I think it's better for the league. And I agree that from a league standpoint, from an eyeball standpoint.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's probably better to have names.
I agree.
You get more names.
Yeah, what's the next wave of names?
Get more names.
Right. So but I think it's an important distinction. What you're talking about, Jamie, graduating players, I think is very important to legitimize the league. I think it's also better from a competition standpoint for the UFL. But what Marsh is talking about with eyeballs, attracting eyeballs to your product, I do think there's got to be some name cachet to it.
There are a lot of guys that can play in the UFL, not enough roster spots. So if some of those guys go on to play in the NFL, then you get some more guys that can play in the UFL, and then maybe they go on. So it should be continuum. Like every year, new guys coming in, old guys leaving to get an opportunity to play in the NFL, and that's the way you want it. That's the best way for me to think the league to sustain and be successful.
I think another interesting angle would be for UFL teams to target well-known veteran quarterbacks from the NFL. Guys that still want to play, that were, like, when I say well-known, like Sam Darnold.
Brett Favre.
No, but Sam Darnold. Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Like, those guys that were like, they're on your TV on Sundays, career's kind of fizzling. They could probably play on a practice squad or whatever, but maybe they'd like to actually play in games.
Kind of like what A.J. McCarron is doing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what I'm basing it off of. Like A.J.
Right.
McCarron, you pay him a few extra bucks maybe, but the names alone then, like, it helps sell your product.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that in conjunction to what Marsh was asking about and talking about,
Yeah, I'm
I
trying to
think
find a
is
solution
perfect.
for my guy Marshy. I don't want him grumpy anymore.
You grumpy kid?
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when the lineup comes out, because I still have yet to decide if these Sounders are being played.
Oh, that's right. I saw that on
Sweet Voice
Twitter.
James.
Sweet Voice James. If it wasn't for Sweet Voice James, I don't know if you even consider it.
No.
Yeah.
But who knows, because
Who knows? Who really knows?
We haven't heard from Lisa in a while either. Lisa, if you're out there, leave us some mic drops. We want to make sure you're okay.
She texted in yesterday.
Yeah, but who knows if it was her? What if she's been abducted and that's somebody with her phone?
She gave us
You know?
some of these great gifts.
Yeah, I know, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Anthony, what's
know
wrong
what,
with
Lisa?
me checking in on Lisa?
Lisa, send us more gifts. Let's make sure that you're okay.
I don't think that's what it is.
more gifts, less mic drops.
Oh, we love our
No,
mic
I'm
drops
kidding.
too. As the Cardinals, as the offense goes, so do the Cardinals. We'll talk about it next. I want to win ESPN.
Hey guys, happy Friday. I just have to ask, the team is mediocre at best, correct? So why do we think if they make no changes to anything that it's going to change? Well, that should be one of those six-pack questions or question of the day or whatever you guys call it at the end of the day. What's going to change if nothing changes? Huh? What's going to change? Anybody? I'm listening. I'm all ears. All right, everybody have a great weekend. All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Lisa, hi as well. We're doing fine. Thank you. She jumps right into it. Not a hey, guys. How are you?
No, Lisa's,
yeah.
You know who that is. She says hello all the time.
She's right after our
She always says have a great weekend.
She does. She does.
And you know what? She's
Lisa's
sick.
off to
I don't
Lake
blame her.
Tahoe, apparently, so safe travels, Lisa.
I don't have an answer either. Like, nothing changes. What's going to change?
We do have an answer. She's right.
T-shirts now available.
Now available.
She's right.
She's 100% right.
If they don't change anything, this is the same average mediocre product you're going to get.
What needs to change first?
The philosophy regarding pitching.
Well, that's going to take some time. So,
I
what can you
that.
change now?
Now?
To make
like today?
Like yesterday before the game. I don't know.
The offense.
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
Like an actual change? Nothing. Because we could sit here and talk about the manager. All right, fire Ollie. Replace him with Skip. Marlins are in last place. Did you listen to BK and Ferrario today when they were reading off
what were they saying?
The mean tweets to Mike Schilt? They're tired of his act already. It's not even July.
Well, there's
not even
a lot
Flag
of things
Day
that
yet.
People don't know.
Well,
Flag Day is next Friday, right? That's when we're supposed to know, if I'm correct, if my dates are correct.
What do
you really know?
You can't do anything.
I actually don't. Yeah, it's next Friday, the 14th.
There you go.
1 week from today, we will know who our St. Louis Cardinals are.
Yeah, 1 week from today, I'm gonna say the exact same thing as I am now.
You will know.
They're an average team, and you're gonna get average results, which is why you can sweep the Orioles 1 week and drop 2 of 3 to the White Sox, and then 3 of 4 to the Rockies.
They got what? Are they gonna lose 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They already lost the first one. Tell me I'm wrong, Carey.
I don't know.
Here's your offense. Here's your Cardinals offense last 7 games. 20th in Major League Baseball on WRC+. 206 batting average. That's 25th. A 268 on base. That's 26th. 382 slug. That's 17th. 651 OPS. 21st. You're bottom 10 in baseball again in most of your categories. So the last 7 games, you're 2 and 5. As the offense goes, the Cardinals goes.
I think Marshy's stash in the snake pit figured it out. How we can fix it today, right now. Mm-hmm. Throw strikes, hit strikes.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
How hard are we hitting the strikes?
Well, we want to hit it out of we want to hit it out of the infield.
If you're Matt Carpenter, I have you in the home run derby, preferably about 3 or 4 feet longer.
And 24 other ballparks.
I really wanted that for you too, Anthony.
Did you, Jamie?
I really did.
Thanks, buddy.
I did.
You didn't.
I actually did, Carey.
I went out on a limb.
I didn't.
Listen, Carey, I can be a miserable SOB. Trust me, I know. And I can be hateful. But I wasn't last night, Anthony.
I know you.
Yeah.
And I know you're being honest right now.
I am.
Because you appreciate me going out on a limb with Matt Carpenter there. And
yeah, I like the risky play.
Yeah,
You
thanks,
do it
buddy.
again today?
I don't know.
Depends if he's in the lineup.
No, even if he isn't.
Oh, no, he's dead to me now.
What?
So I work. I'm Italian. Here's Ollie Marmol on his offense following the game last night in which they scored only 2 runs against one of the worst pitching in baseball.
You look at this and you go, man, we only scored 2. And it feels like we should have done a much better job against them today. But you look at Goldie's ball, and it's caught right on the wall. Gorman hits one caught on the wall. Herrera hits that ball against their lefty there at the end. He scorches that. Nothing to show for it. They bring a homer back from Carp. It's a different game when those 4 opportunities go our way. So I do think our at-bats could have been better early, but we did take some good at-bats that also didn't go our way or have anything to show for.
You know what? Just change the name to the St. Louis Ifs. If
2 ifs on a bat.
Exactly. IF on one side, IF on the other. 2 ifs on a bat. If the ball traveled further, if the ball went, just a couple, if we caught some breaks. St. Louis ifs from here on out until they start winning.
You can't win every game.
There you go.
No,
Marshall.
you're right about that.
Can't win every game.
Proud of you. There you
Screw it. Let's do it.
Wow. He's decked out in Cardinals gear today,
Are you
too.
serious? You're going to the glasses now?
Right now. I don't have much to say here. But a lot. There's 3. I brought it up at the beginning of the show. There's 3 that could have been home runs, ifs, right? Ifs. But those are also at bats where I think previously you're grounded in double plays. You're not doing anything with them. You gave it a ride. You gave it a ride, and unfortunately, it didn't go out of the ballpark.
Get the best you could do.
Get back at it tonight and go win a ball game.
Huh?
Go in a ball. I'd rather see those types of at bats where at least you're giving it a ride rather than rolling over on one.
All right. Can you take the glasses off now? Marsh, you okay?
I'll say it without the damn glasses.
Look, cut the mics. Cut the mics.
They're off.
Are you all right, buddy?
I'm doing fine.
This does not sound like
Anthony,
you.
I'm sick and tired of just
This does not
blowing up this
sound
team.
like you
I know it doesn't.
at all.
Wants to win, man.
I want to win, but I also can recognize when the team rolls over on a ball and they're swinging outside of the zone rather than just giving a ball a ride to, unfortunately, it didn't go over the wall. But let's try and take this and let's push it into tonight. And maybe tonight, those 3 quote-unquote non-hits will get over the wall tonight.
Did Brandon get to you?
Brandon.
Kylie?
No.
Oh, that Brandon.
Snake pit.
Yeah.
Snake pit Brandon? Maybe.
Did he get to you?
Maybe.
You in trouble?
Anthony, I just want to see a winner.
Are you going to the game tonight?
No, I'm not. It's Friday.
You're decked out in Cardinals gear.
Do you not go on Friday?
No, not anymore ever since. I know the weather looks pretty
You're
good
doing
outside,
great
but who really knows these days?
Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Did we underestimate local product Jason Tatum and the Celtics? Or did we overrate the Mavs? That's next on 101 ESPN. Fastlane on 101 ESPN 306. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We all should have known. We all should have known. As soon as Carey Davis read off his play last night for Bet the Board, and it was the Dallas Mavericks plus 6.5. And this does not have to do with Carey, because Carey has won Bet the Board, once, right?
Yep.
It's not about his pick. But when we all, say for Jamie, went, oh, that's who I wanted, we all should have known the Celtics were going to roll.
I should have flipped it right then.
We all should have. I should have said, you know what, give me the Celtics since we're all on Dallas. Celtics, of course, roll 107-89.
Easy.
Kristaps Porzingis was the unicorn last night. He was the difference maker. This is somebody that has had, his ups and downs, his battles with injuries, but it's interesting. And Jamie, I was thinking of you when I was watching the game last night, because you often talk about this matchup coming up on tomorrow night, game 1 between the Panthers and the Oilers. And on one side, you've got a couple of haymakers with the Oilers in Draisaitl and McDavid, and on the other side, you have a playoff-tested, top-to-bottom depth. You've got stars. You've got quality players, and the whole puzzle works. That's the Celtics. And the Mavs, if they don't have Luka and Kyrie doing what they do, forget about it. Luka, fine last night shooting. Kyrie, disastrous. And they got rolled. You cannot have one of those guys have an off night and beat this Celtics team. They're too good and too much depth.
Yeah. So Porzingis is the guy that Big Chuck, when we had Charles Barkley on here, he talked about that could hurt the Celtics not having him, and who knows what they look like when he comes back. Well, I think we got to look at what it might look like. But guys, for me, watching the second half last night, didn't watch the first half, I'm not going to lie to anybody, threw on the second half, sitting there watching basketball with my son, my girlfriend, and we're watching. Jaylen Brown is a beast. Mm-hmm. This guy was serving up Happy Meals right back in guys' faces. They're going for the basket. He's just like, no, get the bleep out of my house. Boom. And then he's playing good offensively, too. Mm-hmm. That guy was an animal last night.
Yeah, this Celtics team has lost 2 games throughout this entire playoffs. And they had, I said it throughout the playoffs, they've probably had the easiest path to the NBA Finals in NBA Finals.
They won the games they had to win, guys.
Well, they did. I think both can be true. Yeah,
they were fortunate that people kept getting injured on their path to the NBA Finals, but they are a really good team. And getting Kristaps Porzingis back, as you said, they do call him the unicorn because he does everything. He's 7 feet tall. He can shoot. He can block shots. He's playing good defense. I think a lot of people were concerned with how well he would move and would they be able to attack him because of the leg injury, but he didn't look like he was hurt, injured, had been slowed down at all. Didn't look like he missed any time.
Agreed.
And so you are looking at a Celtics team playing at home with all of the depth that they have. They have championship caliber players. They have Drew Holiday, who has been a champion. They are a team that I didn't know that they were going to come in with that mindset and really take it to the Mavericks. The Mavericks did close the gap at one point, got it to like 8 points there in the third quarter, but the Celtics controlled that game the entire game. And it was not a problem at all.
And to your point about depth, Jason Tatum, when he's shooting below 40%, Celtics are 5-0. So even when he's not on his game,
he doesn't have to carry them. He doesn't have to,
yeah.
He doesn't have to carry them.
In fact, not one player has to carry that team. I think Jason Tatum, I could be wrong. I think I'm right. He's the biggest name on that roster.
Yeah, he is.
But he doesn't have to be a superstar every night because of Porzingis, because of Brown, because of other pieces. Like, it was wild to watch. I know it's just one game, but the Mavericks looked completely outmatched, and Luka looked like he didn't have a solution to any of it. He still scored 30 points, but I think he only had 1 or 2 assists.
Yeah. He shot fine.
He didn't distribute the ball very good.
No, ain't no hiding on that tape.
Kyrie was horrible
for those two guys.
He had so many open
Kyrie
looks.
was on the side of a milk carton last night.
I don't know if it's because, and he's never played well against Boston. I don't know if it's because they were just in his head, but it looked like he was fumbling the ball around and started to somewhat pick it up when the game was out of hand.
Right.
But he needs to be way better if the Mavericks even want a chance at this.
Marsh, they have no shot if he's not
Right.
way better.
And to the point of Jason Tatum, if he does play this way the entire series, does that hurt his legacy? I know people talk about legacy in NBA lore or whatever.
People
but
want you to win a championship. They want you to win a NBA Finals. They want you MVP. They want you to win a regular season MVP. I do think that he has to win the NBA Finals MVP. But Steph didn't win it in their first time going around, but he was already an MVP in the league. So, yes, to answer your question, whatever your question was, yes, he needs it. Yes, he can be okay if he doesn't get it, but yeah, he probably needs it. You know, and truthfully, I think he feels that because he mentioned it in the post-game press conference. He felt pressure. He felt pressure going into that game, nervousness. Like it's a little bit of anxiety because, yeah, you want to play well for your team to win, but you want to play well to etch your name in stone and say, I was the best player for this finals appearance to win the finals MVP. I'm the best player on the team. I want to be one of the best players in the league. And that's a heavy burden to carry out throughout the entire playoffs and the finals.
I think I got what you're saying, though, Marsh. If you're saying that even if the Celtics win, is he dinged at all because of it?
The national media, they like to say things, and I feel like this could be a storyline because Porzingis played so well in Game 1. I wonder what that game looks like if he's not in the lineup.
I wish that and I'm talking about us too, but I wish that we would understand that, like Jared Goff in the NFL, he got to one Super Bowl. He got to the NFC Championship game last year. If the Lions get to the Super Bowl this year, regardless if they win or not, Jared Goff would have gotten to 2 Super Bowls. Jared Goff is not Tom Brady. Jared Goff is not Patrick Mahomes. There's different levels. But I think what we want to do is, well, that player won it all by himself. That's how it's done. No, there's different levels. And I think Jason Tatum, and we don't know yet, but maybe Jason is one of those players that just simply operates with more around him. Okay, no problem. That he might not be LeBron. He may not be some of the other players that, kind of carried their team, Kawhi in Toronto. But still,
literally.
Right. But still, Jason Tatum would have done all that he did in the regular season to get him there. And then what? He benefits from having other guys around. So what? I think we can tear off the players and appreciate respectively what their careers
I agree. And you look back at some of the megastars even. Let's go back like to Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. Look at the teams they played on.
Right.
They were surrounded with talent too. Now I know they were elite players, but Magic had Kareem, he had James Worthy, he had AC Green, he had like so many great players, and you had Parrish and McHale and Bird together. Like, very few guys do it all by themselves.
Right. The ones that do, one, really didn't, and two, are on another level, and they should be. Like Michael Jordan's on another level.
And LeBron, he won that championship with the Cavs.
He dragged a bunch of
they should never. They had no business winning that. And I'll give LeBron full credit. He won that championship.
No, Kyrie held him. Kyrie
hit the shot.
Yeah, no,
they both had like 40 points.
Yeah,
and
Kyrie probably.
What's the rest of that roster? What do they look like?
Kevin Love. Another Hall of Famer? Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer.
How did he?
Are we talking about the first one or the second?
We're talking about the first one.
I'm talking about the second.
He only won one in Cleveland.
Yeah,
he went to a bunch of finals, and that's probably what you're talking about.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. He drugged that one team that had the 4 of us playing with him to the NBA Finals.
That was Dellavedova was like the second best player on that team.
Hey guys,
when they got swept by the Spurs.
Yeah, that was 07.
Sorry, we were way off.
Okay, no,
Anthony,
Jamie.
Don't ever speak about it again. Okay?
I remember what team you're talking about, Jamie, and
Matthew
he did. We were all on that team. You guys should know.
No, you're talking about the team where
I'm talking about the Cleveland
Matthew
team.
Dellavedova.
Yes.
That was when they lost and they had KD. The Warriors had KD. And Kyrie was gone. I think Kevin Love got hurt.
Yeah, that's the team we're talking about.
They didn't win
though.
I know, but they got to the final.
Still carried them.
I didn't win.
In the East.
Oh, my God.
Okay, you guys are acting like
Marshy.
He's sleepwalking.
It's a fast lane here on 101 ESPN.
Thank you, Jamie. Jamie and I appreciate all the texters that backed us in that last segment, calling Carey and Marsh exactly what they are.
Yeah.
LeBron haters.
Yeah, my guy LeBron.
Your guy
I've got him.
LeBron. You've always had his back,
Always.
Jamie.
You know, I am I respect LeBron. I respect what he's done in the NBA.
Who's your guy? Go ahead, say
Michael
it.
Jordan.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, now it
Ever?
is.
Ever?
Ever?
Who's your guy?
And ever?
I have heard you talk about one player
ever?
way more than MJ.
Yeah.
That's because he's not playing right now. The best
No.
player to ever play the game is Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Carey.
He's talking about the Black Mamba.
Yes.
Yes.
You are
I'm
a Kobe guy.
I love Kobe, but so my list is Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Doesn't feel like it on that last one.
You don't feel very passionate about anything there.
No.
Yeah.
I think
he's not the greatest player to ever play, but he's great.
He's a great player.
He's just not the
And
greatest
he
to ever
carried
do
that
it.
rotten carcass of a Cleveland team.
Yeah, that was cool.
That 1 year.
And they got
to the
beat
championship.
4-1, I believe.
Well, he carried him as far as he could.
well, maybe.
You know what?
He
carried him through the East.
He had me on the wing.
I mean,
Anthony-
Matthew Dellavedova, you might actually be more athletic.
I think so.
Anthony, I can't listen
Yeah,
to
no,
any
you're
more.
right.
I
You're
can't
right.
listen
But
to any
wait-
more LeBron hate.
I'm sorry. You're right, Jamie.
You know what?
I'm done with these two.
I'm going to change my tune. If J.R. Smith doesn't have a brain fart in game 1 of whatever year that finals was, maybe they win 2 games that year.
They were up.
It's getting a little bit too late.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They got swept in that NBA Finals. My apologies.
Still, though.
He's still the greatest ever playing,
What
according
was
to you
that?
guys.
That was a pass, wasn't it? An inbound pass or something?
I don't know what he was doing. Yeah.
He thought they were winning, and
Yeah, I remember
was
that.
running the clock out and didn't realize
That
the game was tied. Yeah.
That was the famous LeBron.
Yeah.
Game was
Giving the arms like,
it
what
was
are you
tied, I
doing?
believe, and JR thought they were winning, and he was like, we run the clock out. They're gonna foul me. They're not.
They're not.
You're right, guys. He carried that guy and the rest of those
Thank you.
scrubs to the NBA Finals.
All right, Jamie, talk to us about Amazon Prime. They're doing a docuseries that is going to cover the NHL, and there was a tweet that you found that kind of tied into a conversation we were having yesterday.
Yeah, so we had that conversation yesterday just about, superstars, and somehow we worked our way into talking about how the NHL has the fewest amount of, superstars that other casual fans recognize.
So, like Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, Ovechkin, like those players transcend even like casual fan. You go to the grocery store, the majority of the 10 people you poll there will know Sidney Crosby. I'm not talking about
10 people?
I'm not talking about Marsh's poll. I'm talking about a questionnaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
They would know the majority of those players.
They would. And so what the NHL has going on this upcoming season, or pretty soon with Amazon Prime, is they actually have already filmed a lot of this footage. And there'll be a follow-up to it because it's Tkachuk versus McDavid.
Nice.
And those are two of the players that are involved in this. They've got David Pastrnak, Philip Forsberg, a list of players. But to me, it's going to make these guys very familiar faces. I don't know want to say household names, but certainly like the McDavids, the Tkachuks, the Pasternaks, the guys who have personality. It's going to be interesting. And the tweet I found earlier was from Barstool Sports, who obviously love them or hate them. They're a media mogul when it comes to sports and all sorts of things. They said the NHL is getting its own Drive to Survive style series, so like the F1 Formula One thing that they had before. And Matthew Tkachuk is about to become one of the biggest stars in sports.
Yeah.
Not hockey, sports. So I think that's interesting that this series, we've seen some of the behind-the-scenes series that have really kind of blown up and turned guys into more popular public figures. I'm really interested to see what goes on. And I think, Carey, or you guys, let me ask you guys, because I know what goes on behind closed doors in an NHL locker room or things that people go through. But does it interest you guys to see what goes on and then also their lives away from the game and maybe some of the pressures and the stresses and the successes that they have?
I mean, I think people would be surprised because I think sometimes people just assume you are a professional athlete. Your life revolves around that. Like I would tell people are like, what do you got to do tomorrow? I got to get up and go to work. I got to be there. You don't work. You play football. No, I work, man. I got to go to work.
Somebody
I
like
got to
that.
be there
Show
at
up on-
7 a.m.
Don't you just show up on Sundays?
No. I
Kick
got
off at noon. You're there at
I got
11:55.
meetings. I got to do all of these things. Like people don't realize it is work. And so if you are a player, you got a family, you got wife, you got kids, you got all of those outside factors, parents, cousins, uncles, brothers, sisters, injuries that you're trying to heal from, play through, like all of those things. I think most fans don't really understand that aspect of it, that it is a job. It is important to take care of your body but also be able to balance life and not just be I'm Mr. Hockey guy or I'm Mr. Football 24 hours a day. I got other things that I have to do with my family. So, yeah, I think it should help, I guess, make some players normal, so to speak, so you can see their everyday life and what they're doing and how they go about their day.
I have a big feeling that, not only is Matthew Tkachuk going to become a very familiar name, I have a really strong feeling that David Pastrnak is about to become a star. He's got such a quirky personality. Like, he loves to laugh. He loves to have fun. He dresses up in, like, super over-the-top stylish suits with a hat. And, like, he's a funny dude. He's the guy that one outdoor game came out wearing shades for the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Oakleys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Fenway.
And that kind of blew up. People all over the place were, like, they had T-shirts with the shades on for this Pastrnak guy. I think the guys who have personality in this series, they're going to reap the benefits financially, too. There's going to be major companies that are looking for the NFL, the NBA, those guys, those players, and they're going to shift a little bit and be like, hey, let's dip our toes in the NHL stars and let's see, because it's a familiar face now. It's not just a hockey guy, it's the Amazon series guy.
Right.
I can't wait to watch this. I think it's going to be awesome because I love the NFL quarterback show, which is different streaming service, but Full Swing, which is the same people.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Netflix. That's right. My bad.
My concern about this is I don't know if the casual fans are even going to watch this.
That's probably you got to get them to the door.
If they're not going to watch a hockey game, what makes you think they're going to watch a docuseries? I mean, hell, it took Anthony 3,000 days to watch the damn Patriots Dynasty show.
I got a football guy. I got 3 kids.
He was busy watching Marvel. He couldn't break from the Marvel.
That's true. That's on you,
that's
too,
okay.
Marsh.
I'm okay with
What, you think after I saw Winter Soldier, I'm just going to stop watching those?
I agree with you.
Thank you.
I just look at it as a situation to where if Amazon and the NHL and other partners are smart, you find the best clips that are, that gets you and you put them on social media. A funny thing that happened or a fight or something that's like, wow, it kind of grips you. You got to sell. You got to market it the right way. This it will take a little more marketing than the quarterback series that had Patrick Mahomes.
Right,
that's an easy sell.
Right.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, that's an easy sell. So this might take a little more work from the marketing department, but I think once they get people to click on it, I do feel like it will be compelling for the regular audience.
And to your point, that happened with the Hard Knock show, the in-season Hard Knock show with the Miami Dolphins. There was a lot of clips from episodes that I saw on Twitter where I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I'm going to go watch it.
Yeah.
And then it compelled me to then watch the entire series because they just put out clips here, clips there about Mike McDaniel, and he's kind of weird. So I wanted to see how does he go about coaching an NFL team with the kind of personality that he has. So that really drew me in. Hopefully it does with casual fans for the NHL.
Yeah, I think Jamie, you bring up a good point about the personalities first and foremost. Like, you can sell personality, and if guy's quirky, you'll be interested immediately in that player, right? Marshall also brings up a good point, though. You got to get them to the table. So yeah, you got to market it. You got to make sure that you make sure that you have some sort of interesting hook that draws people in and say, man, I what is he doing? And then you tune in. So it can't hurt, that's for sure.
No. Have him walking on water.
Well, we technically skate on water.
Yeah, just have him walking on it. Connor McJesus.
You should have him walking across. That would be hilarious. Tune in for Connor McJesus.
Yeah.
Do you think the streaming service
water into wine
has any dictation on what happens with this show? Because it's Amazon Prime, it's not like Netflix.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, maybe certain people aren't subscribed to Amazon Prime, but they have like Netflix.
Oh, everybody's got Amazon Prime.
Well,
I think
Jeff Bezos, his income alone tells me that everybody has Amazon.
Yeah.
I think Netflix is the most popular streaming service, though, so I don't think Marsh is crazy. Not
like
now.
Like Dynasty was on Apple TV.
Yeah.
I'm assuming a lot of people don't have Apple TV in comparison to Netflix.
Right. All those soccer fans, they've got that.
Wow.
Come on, the millions of them.
Yep. If you can't watch a good draw on a Saturday night, I don't know what you're going to be doing.
What time is it?
What does this top 100 prospect graphic, which we'll share with you, say about the Cardinals farm system compared to other competitive MLB teams? What? They draw a lot. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lost last night to the Colorado Rockies by a final score of 3-2. Sonny Gray went 4 2/3, walked 4, struck out 5, and gave up 3 earned runs. Lance Lynn will be on the mound tonight going up against Austin Gomber. First pitch is at 7:15. Also last night, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks by a final of 107-89. So the Celtics lead that series 1-0. Tomorrow, we will have Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final for you right here on 101 ESPN. Panthers and Oilers. Pre-game for that starts at 6:30. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. So there was a graphic that was tweeted out, I think yesterday, by a website that does the prospect rankings for Major League Baseball. And if you look at this prospect rankings, it's the top 100 prospects. Everybody over there?
No, Carey. We're losing Carey. He's got a cramp.
Oh, you got a cramp?
Oh,
in the calf?
In my hamstring.
In the hamstring? Walk it out, kid.
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on.
We'll see you.
All right.
All right?
Oh,
I think
man.
I'm okay.
I looked over. I thought he was dying.
I mean, they do suck.
Yeah.
You get
the
that in-
transition from sitting down to getting up.
Yeah.
Carey, you
It's
should
tough.
hydrate more.
These guys.
As if I need more. Okay.
Keep
What's
going.
in
There
it,
you
though?
go. Anybody got a banana? They potassium and stuff like that, you know?
I don't know.
Thank you for offering. Carey, you need a banana?
Okay. I'll pass.
All right.
Hey, if you guys ever get a cramp in bed, are you getting out of the bed
Yes.
to walk it
Always.
off?
Yes.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what time it
I've
is?
gotten
No.
cramps in bed.
I have to.
I don't.
You get out of bed.
I don't know where you're going with
They're
that.
talking
I
about
don't
when
walk
you're
it off.
No,
You
no,
gotta
no.
get- no.
You're talking about when you're laying down sleeping.
Like you get a calf cramp.
Yes.
Like because it's like
You're like
flexed
stretching.
so much.
No.
No. Carey?
Again, Jamie, you're talking about something different. We're not talking about doing any
It's a cramp,
activity.
though, is it not?
It is a
Yes,
cramp.
but
You should get up. Mustard helps.
I know.
Pickle
Mustard?
juice. Mustard.
Mustard?
Yeah.
That gets messy.
Nah, you go to the refrigerator and you squeeze a little bit and you're good to go.
On
Trust
your
me
calf?
on this. In your in your mouth, Jamie.
you rub the mustard on your calf.
Never tried
It loosens it up.
that. Nah, no, you eat
See?
mustard.
Huh.
That's not the
I think
graphic
Carey's
that Anthony
screwing
was
us.
mentioning.
I'm so serious.
So that the one time we get a calf cramp or
Yeah,
something,
we're gonna-
they're squirting mustard.
Right.
Carey's like, gotcha.
No,
Yeah.
try it. It helps.
Yeah.
It's the thing that you tell your kids, like, I can't find this thing, whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, go downstairs and look for and make up
Go
some
find
word.
me a bucket of steam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, exactly.
3 hours later,
yeah.
like, I can't find it.
Pickle
keep
juice as
trying.
well. You've heard pickle juice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a big fan of that.
What were you talking about?
Well, the Call Up, an MLB prospect podcast, released the top 100 prospects, and they did it by team. If you're an Angels fan, you're depressed already as it is, but you also don't have a top 100 prospects. Reds, Royals, A's, Giants, Rangers have one top 100 prospect, according to this graphic. The Diamondbacks, Rockies, and Astros have 2. The Cardinals, right dab right in the middle, as always. 3 top 100 prospects. I'm serious. I laughed when I saw this.
Your
There were
attitude,
6.
Anthony, is actually kind of funny.
There's 6,
It is.
right?
You're like Cardinals, right in the middle, of
6
course.
tiers. There's 6 tiers. You got 0 prospect, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I looked right in the middle. That's where the Cardinals were. They've got 3 top 100 prospects on this list. This is what it's like to be, a Cardinals fan. You're following the Cardinals. How they doing? They're not terrible, but
They haven't been drafting low, right?
All right, so that's been the excuse. So they do have 3 top 100 prospects. But the excuses are, well, what do you want from them? They're drafting so late. Yes, so are the Brewers. They've got 5.
What? Well,
They've got 5.
The Cardinals have called up some of their
some of our prospects are actually in the majors.
They're actually
That's
not
the other
prospects anymore.
That's the other thing you
players.
hear.
That's
I
what
believe
we
the
got.
Brewers have Jackson Churio up.
Okay.
I believe they have some other youngins that they've brought up.
You happy about that?
No, I'm just laughing at a text. We got a text from the 636 says, I've never seen trainers in the NFL run on the field with mustard.
It's because you don't know. All right.
Oh, my Lord.
The 3 prospects, by the way, Tink Hence at 58, Thomas Sagasi. How do you want to say it?
Sajasi.
I think it's
Sajasi.
The fast lane's going to go with Sajasi until we get him on one day and he corrects us.
Perfect. Sajasi, who is 63, and then Victor Scott is 79. So those are your 3 prospects for the Cardinals. The teams with the most, 6, Orioles, Mariners, Cubs, and Mets.
Jeez, those Orioles. What the hell happened there? Because the Orioles last year had an unbelievable class of prospects, too. They traded a few, got some help, and I don't remember them being so bad for so long. Like, they were bad, don't get me wrong.
They had a stretch there. They were real bad.
They're sitting right now. Look at the season they're having, first of all. They're sitting second in the AL East, and they're at 6 prospects waiting.
But you also, Jamie, to your point, you also have to have these guys develop. Gunnar Henderson has developed.
Yeah.
Adley Rutschman has developed. Even some other guys that aren't in those 2 guys' category, Cedric Mullins and Mateo. I realize that Mike Mullins has had a rough season. Mateo's been okay. But even those guys, we talk about Brendan Donovan, we talk about Tommy Edman. Look, with Cardinals, they've developed. Even the complementary pieces are working out for the Orioles.
Yeah.
It's not just the superstars. And then by the way, they have Jackson Holiday waiting at some point.
Well, he's part of that prospect pool.
Yes. The Orioles were bad for a while, but even when you draft high, doesn't mean you're going to develop those guys. As the Pirates. The Pirates suck.
It's also drafting the right players and being able to develop them, because there's many organizations that have stunk, drafted players, and they still stink 7 or 8 years later because they drafted the wrong players.
Right. That's exactly. I agree. That's exactly what I'm saying. Now the Pirates do have some guys that are working out now. Paul Skeens.
Oh, he's pretty good.
They acquired O'Neill Cruz from the Dodgers. He has worked out.
What are the Pirates going to do? They're going to have to make a decision at some point to either be good or trade those guys.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Rays of the National League without their success?
Serious, those guys are like massive stars.
No, I think you bring up a really good point.
We'll trade them for like an 8th round pick because they'd like to be bad again.
Listen, you're too good. We're going to trade you. All right. Do the Cardinals need Contreras more than ever? I would say so. Looking at the offense the last couple.
Not just the offense.
And throwing guys out at second, maybe.
What do you mean?
Well, what?
Explain it to me next on 101 ESPN.
feel like I can do everything. They won't let me hit yet just to make sure that the second X-rays that is going to happen today come back clean and I get cleared to hit. But I feel really good, feel 100% and nothing to be worried about it.
That was Wilson Contreras kind of updating his status. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Wilson, even if you can't hit, can you throw runners out? Because the Cardinals may, need that right now.
He got hit playing catcher, so
yeah, he did.
You got to worry about that and scoot him back a little bit. But throwing runners out is kind of important.
It's a lost art for some.
The Cardinals desperately need him back in the lineup. Just
for everything.
He's got that swagger to him, and he was having a really good season, not just at the plate, behind the plate.
Yes.
He was doing really well, and then, of course, at the plate, from a hitting standpoint, he was your best offensive player.
That's correct.
I think he still carries your best offensive numbers.
At
least
lot
OPS.
More several key categories. Maybe not like home runs and stuff. He's fallen behind with that, but everything else.
Yeah.
It's been Wilson Contreras. But I like Ivan Herrera a lot. I think offensively, obviously his bad plays. I have no idea whether or not he calls a good game. We don't know. The starting pitchers and the relievers would know that. We can all see, though, that more teams are going to do exactly what the Rockies did last night, and that is every time they get on base, they're going to steal. And that's not only bad for your team, obviously, because you're giving up, you're putting runners in scoring position. That's not good for your starting pitchers, who have to constantly work. There's enough stress as it is.
Yeah, they're in their own heads at that point.
Absolutely.
They might serve up a watermelon because they're just trying to get it across the plate fast.
Right.
So that Herrera has a better chance.
Yes. Now, part of it, stolen bases are not just on the catcher, obviously. You watch baseball long enough, the pitcher's got to do a good job holding them on, too. But whatever metric you want to use, it's bad for Ivan Herrera.
Yeah.
Pop time, arm talent, arm strength, all of it is bad right now for Ivan Herrera.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to dive in. I wanted to dive in a little deeper. Is it arm strength or is it just pop-up time?
It's everything.
I think it's all of
right
it.
now.
How can you have such a bad arm? Like, I don't get it.
Well,
you don't have to throw a 100-mile-an-hour pitch down there, but come on.
It doesn't have to necessarily be strong enough, but it does have to be accurate. Like Alejandro Kirk for Mumsy Rivers Blue Jays. Yeah. He's one of the best right now, and he's just got a great pop time. It doesn't necessarily have this cannon for an arm, but he's accurate. He throws to the correct side of the damn bag, which is huge.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Maybe he thought he was going to try and take third, too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. He's going to round the bag. I know it. I'll just throw it over there.
I thought it was football. He's leading him.
I'm just laughing because that's such a basic part of the game, and yet the Cardinals can't do it.
We're throwing runners out?
But just throwing to the right side of a base. We saw that last year.
He bounced it. He bounced it twice.
Yeah, in fairness to Herrera, he didn't throw it to the wrong. Yeah, he just bounced it.
He didn't throw it to the right or left. He just
3 times
skipped it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Throwing to the right side of the base, or at least getting it there.
What Carey and I are saying is
it was where it should have been. It was just short. Ish.
Actually wasn't.
It wasn't at all. Mason was like, holy goodness gracious.
Mason Wynn twice had to short hop that thing.
I don't know how that... Yeah,
Do we see Pedro Pajis maybe step in for a few games?
Yeah.
The few games that I've watched where he has played, I've heard multiple times, well, Pedro Pajis is a great defensive catcher. Yeah. I went to a game where he sailed one over the second baseman.
I think it's a comparison thing,
and it looked like a Little League team. That was the Sunday against the Red Sox where they lost by like 9 runs.
They avoided the sweep that day.
How do you explain? How do you explain this thing, guys? And I'm not comparing Herrera to Yadi or Molina, but Yadi would throw guys out while not even getting off the ground.
Yeah,
he'd be down in that knee stance. The guy would come and he'd be on the ground and still throw a guy out.
I think the answer to that.
Arm accuracy,
best catcher ever.
Basically, the best defensive catcher of all time.
He told a guy to steal and still threw him out.
But my point is,
Johnny Bench.
My point is, Yadi didn't throw the ball 20 miles per hour faster from his knees.
Maybe the ability to get from glove to hand is faster. I don't know.
Apparently, it's all of the above.
I mean,
and maybe his arm is stronger.
Think about like a quarterback.
Yeah, but stronger. But Carey, like even if you and I are throwing a baseball, the difference is probably going to be like 5 miles per hour.
Maybe.
Like maybe. And these guys are all pros. You think like.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that long.
Because even when you start starting pitchers, a guy who throws the oddities of 100, but let's say he throws 95, and then another guy throws, he doesn't have the velocity. He only throws 92.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, you're talking right. Pure arm shot. You know, we talk about this with quarterbacks sometimes. There's like he's got an elongated release.
Yeah.
You know, he will. I mean, it is just so mechanical. Yeah, and then you've got guys that got Jay Cutler, Dan Marino. The release is just
quick,
incredible.
I wonder if this conversation is a microcosm of this team where we've seen success and now we're starting to see like a normal baseball team and everyone's just like, what are we seeing here? It's like, well, we've seen greatness for the last 15 to 20 years and now we're seeing a normal baseball team.
Right, yeah. Especially a catcher.
Yes.
Yeah, this has been a rude awakening.
But this is the expectation we have now. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Herrera.
Right.
I mean...
please get up to speed.
Okay, but then, like Contreras, though, Contreras is not far off. He's got a great arm.
And he's improved from last
His
year.
His framing has
become... They scooted him up.
Wow.
Well, that's a good point.
Unfortunately. It's true.
It was hard
part
for
of
him
it
to
is...
throw while he was under the bus last year.
Yeah,
this is true.
Yeah.
Valid point.
Yeah. That was good. That was really good.
Anthony, correct me if I'm looking at these numbers. Is it 36 stolen bases against Herrera?
3.
No, 36. He's only caught 3.
Correct. Yeah.
Out of 36.
That's correct.
That's a free pass to go every time.
That is get on base and you're at second or third.
Yes.
Like as soon
Vlad
as you
Guerrero
get there,
Jr. is a risk to take second on you.
Well, I mean, I've seen Carey walk around the office. Carey's got the football injuries and things like that. I think you're going.
I probably am.
He's got a cramp in that leg.
He's got a cramp now.
I'm gonna make sure I stretch
with no mustard.
Yeah,
you know?
I did go look for something.
Did you?
I'm gonna look over. Carey's gonna have one of those helmets, but 2 mustards. Drinking helmets.
All right, we got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. I don't care if you're purchasing a home, if you want to consolidate some debt, or if you simply want to gain some knowledge when it comes to where the Federal Reserve is at with your interest rates. Calling our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation will immediately make you a more educated buyer, consumer, all that. Because Stewie, Jamie, this is what he's built for. He wants to help save his clients money, especially our 101 ESPN listeners.
Yeah, and he's got so many different recipes for you. Some people want to put more money down on a down payment. He's got ways for you to find that money within your current situation. Or maybe you don't have the money to put a down payment. He also has a solution for that with a conventional loan that requires no down payment. Then you couple in the bagel loan where you borrow $200,000 or more, and that wipes out the appraisal fees, the title fees, the lender fees, the closing costs, all of that, saving you money once again. And all you have to do, like you said, Anthony, call or text Stewie. His personal number, 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
If you can't remember that number, we make it really easy for you. What can they do?
Oh, I forgot. Oh, no, I didn't forget. You have to Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
insight, and four warriors, four categories, one challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
It's a fast lane here on 101 ESPN. Time for the Gauntlet. It is 4 p.m. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jeweler, an official provider of Rolex jewelry. We got a special contestant today, known in our chat as Grant Francis Fan Club, but he goes by Sam. Sam, how we doing today, bud?
Good. How are you all doing?
We're good, buddy.
Great.
It's a Friday. The sun shines out. Looking forward to a great weekend. So
Cardinals playing tonight.
Cardinals, hopefully with a big victory tonight. Carey, I love your attitude. So we're doing pretty good, buddy.
Good.
All right, so you know the routine. We know you're active here in the text line. We know you're listening. At this point, who are you going to pick as your opponent? You've got everyone available.
Well, I'm a hockey guy, so if I'm going to get stuck with someone in their own category, I stand the best chance against Jamie.
Oh, all right.
Is this your
3
third
days
day in a row?
Third day in a row. Couldn't possibly be hockey for the third time, could it? All right, Sam, good luck, buddy.
Thanks.
All right, there you go. Well, Sam, let's find out what category you get. Tell Marshy to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
All right, so we know you want hockey. Is there a category you don't want?
Random would also be acceptable, but yeah, random or hockey would be ideal.
Random or hockey? Boys, I can't see it. What do we got?
That's like, that was close.
That was close. Today it is baseball.
Baseball. Sam, how you feel about baseball?
Better against Jamie than against you, I guess.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Or Marsh. Marsh is a talented
just knows
baseball
everything.
guy. He does, absolutely. All right. Marsh is getting us those launch codes. Thank you. Sam, you got 4 baseball-related questions. All worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Question 1. Cardinals phenom Mason Wynn is on pace for 31 doubles this season. Who is the most recent St. Louis shortstop to record 30 doubles in a single season?
Let's go with the options here.
All right. Aledmus Diaz, Paul DeYoung, Tommy Edman.
Go Edmund. Final answer.
All right.
Question number 2. On this day in 2016, Nolan Arenado slugged 2 homers in a 17-4 Colorado victory over Cincinnati. Name the other Rocky who belted a pair of ding-dong Johnsons that evening. What? Man, just Ron Burgundy. I'll read it. You write it, I'll read it.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm thinking Trevor Story, but I should probably go with the options again.
Is it Todd Helton, Charlie Blackmon, or Carlos Gonzalez?
What was the first one again?
Todd Helton.
Okay, that name sounds familiar, so I'll go with him, I suppose.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Sunday night at Citizens Bank Park, the Cards outlasted the Phillies in extra innings. Can you tell us Phillies all-time leader in singles with 1,811 of them?
Oof, one of those days. Options, please.
That's tough. These are tough today.
Your options are Mike Schmidt, Jimmy Rollins, Richie Ashburn.
I've heard the name Jimmy Rollins before, so let's do that.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Sam. Last question for you. Royals right-hander and former Redbird Michael Wacha has landed on the injured list with a fractured left foot. Back in 2012, in which round did the Cardinals select Wacha out of Texas A&M?
Options, please.
Was it the first round, the third round, or the 12th round?
I'll go with first round. There was a lot of hype around him, and I was at his first game in 2013. So we'll go first round, final answer.
Okay. Let's motion Jamie to come back in from the cone of silence.
These are tough.
These are real tough today. Yeah. All right, Jamie is on the hop. Back in from the cone of silence here.
All right, we get hockey again, boys?
You did not.
Yeah.
No.
How you feel?
Well, Carey, I'm glad you asked. I've been feeling a little bit sad lately. A little run
Just from there to here, how do you feel?
Oh, yeah. I was lying anyways. I feel wonderful. Thank you, mentality.
Yes.
We're about to say, if you're feeling down, you be a man about it. Stuff those feelings way down, and we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
You deal with it on your own.
Yeah, Anthony, that's very supportive. Thank you.
Men do.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Pack a lunch.
Don't do that. Yeah, I actually think it's men's mental health month or something like that. Talk to somebody.
Please.
Okay, guys. If you are feeling down,
we have each other here.
Absolutely. Yeah,
It's
no
okay.
doubt. Yeah,
I'm here for you, Carey.
I appreciate it.
and we're here for you.
Thank you.
What you said
In the
room
gauntlet.
right there.
Yeah. Definitely.
Jamie, the Wheel of Destiny chose baseball.
I love baseball.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Question number 1. Cardinals phenom Mason Wynn is on pace for 31 doubles this season. Who is the most recent St. Louis shortstop to record 30 doubles in a season? In a single season.
Shortstop. Doubles.
Shortstop.
Okay. Well, it wasn't Paul DeYoung. Was Matt Carpenter playing shortstop when he hit all those doubles? Or was he playing second base? Damn it, give me the options.
Aledmus Diaz.
Yep.
Paul DeYoung. Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman. Final answer.
Question number 2. On this day in 2016, Nolan Arenado slugged 2 homers in a 17-4 Colorado victory over Cincinnati. Name the other Rocky who belted a pair of ding-dong Johnsons that evening.
How many years ago?
2016. I'm not good with math.
Neither. I'm terrible with years. Give me the options.
Is it Todd Helton, Charlie Blackmon, or Carlos Gonzalez?
I didn't know if Charlie Blackmon was there. Charlie Blackmon, final answer.
Question number 3. Sunday night at Citizens Bank Park, the Cards outlasted the Phillies in extra innings. Can you tell us Phillies' all-time leader in singles with 1,811 of them?
Mike Schmidt? All-time leader in singles. Man, it's hard to not pick Mike Schmidt, Anthony. I'll swing here. I'll go Mike Schmidt. Final answer.
And final question to you, Jamie. Royals right-hander and former Redbird Michael Wacha has landed on the injured list with a fractured left foot. Back in 2012, in which round did the Cardinals select Wacha out of Texas A&M?
Options.
First, third, or 12th?
He was viewed as like a star player. Why did I just didn't have the bells to say it. I'm going to go with first. Final answer.
All right.
I thought maybe it was a trap door there. And it might be.
Let's go over
Not gonna
these.
lie. Sam, I don't feel great right now.
Gator, I don't think they have.
Great either.
Oh, buddy.
Gator from the Snake Pit, I don't think they have that many rounds in Major League Baseball.
They draft until all the
used
players
to.
are out. Yeah, they draft until everyone is done.
That round was beneficial for both the player and the organization.
Was it?
That's true.
Yep.
Usually benefits both.
Yep.
All right, let's go over these. Cardinals phenom Mason Wynn is on pace for 31 doubles this season. Who was the most recent St. Louis shortstop to record 30 doubles in a single season? Sam, you went with Tommy Edman. Jamie, you went with Tommy Edman. Correct answer is...
Your starting center fielder, Tommy Edman.
That's right. Both of you needed the options.
I was waiting for the bad.
Tommy Edman, 31 doubles in 2022, started 74 games at the position, so we have a 1-1 tie. Royals right-hander and former Redbird Michael Wacha has landed on the injured list with a fractured left foot. Back in 2012, in which round did the Cardinals select Wacha out of Texas A&M? Jamie, you said the first round. Sam, you said the first round. Correct answer is...
It is the first round.
Both of you needed the options for that one. He was the 19th overall pick in that first round. So, again, we have a 2-2 tie. On this day in 2016, Nolan Arenado slugged 2 home runs in a 17-4 Colorado victory over Cincinnati. Name the other Rocky who belted a pair of ding-dong Johnsons that evening. Sam, you said Todd Helton. Jamie, you said Charlie Blackmon. Correct answer is...
Charlie Blackmon.
Charlie Blackmon.
Oh, yes.
Jamie has a 1-point lead after using the options on that question.
I don't know now if I should have swung for fences on the next one.
Jamie 3, Sam 2. It comes down to this. Sunday night at Citizens Bank Park, the Cards outlasted the Phillies in extra innings. Can you tell us Phillies' all-time leader in singles with 1,811? Jamie, without the options, you said Mike Schmidt.
It's a good choice. I may not be right.
Sam took the options and went with Jimmy Rollins.
Oh.
If it's Jimmy Rollins,
And a walk-off.
we have a walk-off. Thank you. If it's Mike Schmidt, Jamie rolls. If it's Richie Ashburn, who's the other option, because Mike Schmidt was an option.
Oh, he was?
Jamie still wins by 1. Sam.
You have chosen poorly.
Is it Schmidt?
It was Richie Ashburn.
Oh.
Richie Ashburn.
Oh, household name.
It was the outlier this time. Mike Schmidt, Jimmy Rollins, Richie Ashburn. Those are your options. It happened to be the least obvious one. Sam, Jamie got you 3-2 today, man.
Well done, Jamie.
Thanks, Sam. You have a great weekend, okay, bud?
You too. Hope you all have a good weekend. Carey, hope that cramp gets better.
I appreciate it. Better already.
We're looking for some mustard for him.
Yeah.
Sam, thanks for playing, man. Thanks for listening.
Thanks.
All right, take care. There you go.
Do we know
Nice
who wrote
job.
these questions?
It had to be Bradford.
Is it Bradford?
Bradford Bruns
does
typically,
baseball and
Bradford. Bradford, incredibly smart dude. Typically writes a little bit of, he writes wordier questions, I would say, than Grant.
Yeah. The reason I asked, because Grant Francis fan club, who Sam was, he wouldn't be a fan much longer if those questions
I don't think that was your guy, Grant.
Bradford does baseball questions and random questions.
Oh,
Grant does football and hockey.
We haven't had random in a while, I feel.
No, we haven't. How is Mike Schmidt not the guy? I mean, he was the best hitter. I guess maybe not singles.
I guess, that's doubles, triples, home runs. You're not bothered with the single.
Oh, I know.
Not like Richie Ashburn.
I would have never, even with the options.
I might have went with Jimmy Rollins.
Jimmy Rollins, I mean, he has to have some Phillies.
He's got to be up there.
Lead stats. Yeah.
Probably the longest hit streak.
I would say so, yeah. All right, we got a lineup, boys. Finally. Lineup game next on 101 ESPN. play lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We're about to find out if Marsh has made his decision on the Sounders. So we won't know until we get the first one right here. Typically, Marsh has stood on the rule of if you do not win the previous series, you do not hear your Sounders.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually a fan of that.
I am too. It holds people to a standard.
I respect it.
Now,
however,
Sweet Voice James did reach out to Marsh on Twitter and said, could get the boys going a little bit. He goes, Marshy, I know you have been steadfast about not playing the Sounders unless they win a series. But I do appreciate he used the B-U-U-U-U-T for the but. Maybe this team needs a spark. Plus, it's Friday, my man. They lost to the Rockies. Maybe the fans need a spark as well. So Marsh said he's considering playing the Sounders. Again, I'm about to find out.
I'm considering playing Sounders.
Guess we'll find out.
Maybe it's a mix. All right, boys.
Maybe some sound? I don't know. I'm kind of excited now.
I am too. It's a mystery that's about to be solved. Austin Gomber is on the hill tonight. Old friend Austin Gomber.
I don't see any reason
Lefty.
to take Mason Wynn out of that spot. Do you guys?
No. Hell no.
Show us.
Go ahead.
Mason Wynn.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Marshy. Wow, Carey, you just got your first fake. How did it feel?
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Nah,
It didn't feel good at all.
Yeah. All right.
Is this
Alec Burley?
It's got to be
Burley?
Yeah,
We're
even
keeping
against a
there?
lefty.
It doesn't matter. Burley likes it all.
Yeah, he does.
Me?
Yeah.
Show us Alec Burleson.
Get it going.
Nice.
Oh, so
we got.
okay, we got maybe a Janet themed.
A bit of some sounders. Some sounder.
A Janet themed sounder.
Okay. It's got to be Goldie here, right?
RL Chalk.
Even though I drop him, but Goldie?
Yeah. What'd you say?
What?
What did you say?
No, we'll have a drop for Goldie.
Oh,
What?
that's what you said.
It sounded like you said you dropped him.
Drop him.
I mean, I wouldn't drop him like I
the
drop him
lineup.
in the order.
I thought you meant like off the team.
I thought you meant DFA him.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you guys meant like punch him in the face. Like, no.
Well, I mean, you got to be honest. All things are in play with you.
I think Paul Goldschmidt is a hell of an individual. I wouldn't punch Goldie.
Okay.
Unless he gave me a reason to.
Good.
Yeah.
He seems like a pretty nice
Seems
guy.
like a great guy.
Yeah, I agree.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt, RL Chalk.
Something's not right.
Got Elise in there, too.
I like this new mix. This got to be
Nolan Gorman.
old no-go.
Popcorn ready. Show us Nolan Gorman. What? Is that a real? Okay.
What? Did he back? No, he didn't.
He's going Arenado
He's
because
going-
it's a lefty.
Yeah, I'll flip-flop them because that's the big magic trick.
Is it a magic trick?
I don't know, Carey.
Does it produce magic?
We'll find out.
Magically score more than 2 runs?
There's
Show
no
us.
way Gorman's not playing.
No Arenado.
Boy, that's tough.
Okay.
Thanks, Chief.
No,
So
this
this
is
Nolan Gorman?
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
The power he's had in the
He's a regular.
Come on.
Plus, it's not like he's been dreadful against lefties. He's had some
No,
pretty
he's had
damn
some rockets.
big at bats against lefties. Go ahead, Carey.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
I just don't like it.
Okay.
This is
like
throwing me off my game today.
Yeah.
All right. This could be Donovan. This could be.
I don't know if he go
Herrera.
lefty against a lefty. What do you think? It seems very un-Ollie-esque.
All right. So Herrera.
I would say Herrera than Donovan, but that's just my own thought.
I like it. Do you like it? Herrera here.
Sure.
All right. Go ahead, Jamie.
Show us Herrera.
Soft.
Okay.
Soft. Go back to Donnie.
Johnny Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Show us Brendan Donovan.
Okay, so guys, before we go any further, Could Donovan be out today? And the reason I asked that is because that's a lot of left bats.
Well, why is he out?
Because he's a left bat.
I understand that.
And he hasn't been hitting like Burleson or Gorman.
Neither is Siani.
Yeah,
but you got to have him play center field.
Yeah, you need somebody in center field.
Yeah,
you also need
Dylan
outfielders, too.
Yeah.
So we're here with Dylan Carlson, batting right-handed because he bats better as a righty.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's 7. I think he's 8.
Oh, I don't.
He's like, okay.
I don't know.
I think he's 8. I don't think he's.
All right, so let's reverse osmosis this for a second. We got
all your infielders.
Burley. Is he outfield or DH? Probably. I don't know.
Well, Carpenter's.
Maybe Pahis is playing.
Oh, and Herrera's the DH.
Yeah.
It's a good thought.
I don't know if.
You think you're going to watch an entire series of what you watched yesterday?
I don't know if Pahis is much of an upgrade.
Hey.
Marsh said he's got a cannon, just doesn't know where he's throwing it.
Well, that's kind of a problem.
Oh.
Do you want to do Carlson here? And then Pahis? Because if it's not Donovan, if he's not playing,
I don't even know where our outfield is right now.
They're all hurt.
I guess it's Carlson. Yeah, go ahead, DC. Show your guy, Carlson.
My guy. Show us Dylan Carlson.
Told you.
You are a terrible teammate. Do it. Told you it wasn't a good idea.
That was a terrible idea. Why'd you do that?
Is it Donovan?
We just did Donovan.
Oh, we tried Donnie. That's right.
So we tried Donovan and we tried Carlson.
Who else has been in the outfield? Siani?
Yeah.
Who else is on the team?
Yeah, who else?
Matt Carpenter's on the team. Fermin is on the team.
Could Fermin be in and Gorman's the DH?
Yeah. So maybe Burleson.
Yeah. Fermin here. You got it.
Show me Freddie Fermin.
Well, I don't know if it would have been a good idea.
Nice. Jose Fermin, of course.
He's at second base.
And then Gorman is the DH. That makes sense. All right, so this could be who did you say
Carlson.
Carlson at 8?
You need outfielders, man.
Carlson
or Donovan.
Or Donovan.
I think it's Carlson or Donovan. I think it's Donovan.
I'd rather see Donovan.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Was that encouraging, or is that? Go ahead, because you're gonna screw this up.
It had a little bit of stank on it.
That's what I thought too.
It did.
Screw it. Show us Brendan Donovan.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
I knew it.
All right.
Yeah, you did.
I knew I'd back you. No problem.
And that's super bad here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Show us Siani.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's Carlson in center field today. You go with the right back, and Siani's left.
You wanted Donnie in, so you have Siani out.
I think it's got to be your guy. CD, it's got to be DC.
Show us Dylan Carlson.
Boo.
Why did he get booed?
Why not?
Okay. All right, go for it. Run it, Mark. Interesting.
All right. Leading off your shortstop, Mason Wynn batting second. The right fielder, Alec Burleson batting third. First baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, third baseman, Nolan Arenado. Batting fifth, second baseman, Nolan Gorman. Batting sixth, catching, Ivan Herrera. Batting seventh, the DH, Jose Fermin.
Interesting.
Batting eighth in left field, Brendan Donovan. And batting ninth, your center fielder, Dylan Carlson.
Interesting.
Back. Stay fair! Stay fair! Go fair! I don't believe what I just saw! Home run!
No home runs for the Cardinals last night means nobody got any points.
Nope.
That was a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Someone almost got points.
Yeah.
Almost got 3.
Almost doesn't count, though.
You're right.
Almost does count in horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's true. Yeah, but we're not playing those.
Point.
So, all right, Marsh, you're still up first, man.
All right, let's look at this. Give me Dylan Carlson.
What is he?
He's got to be a 3.
3?
He's got to be a 3, right?
Did we label him?
I don't even know.
Let me pull up the Google
We
doc
don't?
here.
No.
I got it. I got it in front of
say
me.
it's a 3.
Carlson's a 2.
Oh, he's a 2.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to change my answer here.
Whoa!
I'm changing my answer.
Is that allowed?
I don't know.
He didn't say final answer.
I think you guys will be fine.
We always you give an answer. That's
Did he
usually
take his hand off the chess piece?
I thought so.
I think tonight might be a close game. Pinch hitting. Lefty. Almost put one in the seats last night, but got robbed. Matt Carpenter for 10 points.
I hate it.
If he hits one tonight,
and I tried to stop you all, and you all allowed it.
What?
If he hits a home run, the competition is over.
Why are you mad at us?
Because I tried to tell you to keep him on who he had.
I know, but we didn't have rules in place. Now we got to have rules. It's like when you said the fine print. The contract didn't start with fine print.
Why are you so angry at us?
We're losing. Are you not angry? Are you okay with being dead last?
Look,
Jeez, you just got it.
Am I okay with it? Absolutely not. But I'm going to put in the work. I'm not going to blame others.
Oh, wow, Carey.
Or blame the game.
Wow.
All right? I'm going to take accountability.
All right.
All right, so then, moving forward, what's our rule?
I think once you say your name, that's who you got.
Unless
in home run derby and beat the streak.
Okay. Well, we never established that before.
Yeah, now it's a rule.
Thanks, Marcy.
It's like final answer. Do we need to say final answer?
Yeah.
Or final pick?
Yeah. Now, when Matt Carpenter comes off the bench and hits it to left center, Apo Taco.
Carey, I've seen it. He don't have enough strength to get it out.
It doesn't matter.
Not enough salt. There's not enough sauce in that body.
Wind's going to be blowing out around 8:45.
He's really going yard tonight.
Oh, gosh.
It's fine.
Right.
Go ahead, Jamie.
I'm going to lose it.
He just gave up his pick. That's what Marsh just did.
Stadium.
Marsh just gave up his pick. That's all I saw.
All right, Jamie, who you got?
Mason Wynn.
That's a three-pointer.
This is terrible.
And no, it's not. Gomber throws that soft stuff. Mason Wynn's been hitting the ball, seeing it really well, as they say.
Is he?
Anthony?
Yeah.
Give me Ivan Herrera. Not playing great on the defensive side, but he's not here for his defense.
Carey, you don't need the
bat. He's here for his bat.
You need the bat.
Yeah. Speak softly, carry a big stick.
It helps.
Always. Yeah. I'm going to go with no. He's going to get the bump after moving up in the lineup.
Just chipping away, eh, Stalter?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I tried to go for it last night, but you saw what happened. All right. Is Sonny Gray trending in the wrong direction? Absolutely. So the Cardinals absolutely have to do something at the deadline. And Mo might not like it. That's next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lost last night to the Colorado Rockies by a final score of 3-2. Sonny Gray went 4 2/3. He walked 4, struck out 5, and gave up 3 earned runs. Lance Lynn will take the mound tonight, going up against Austin Gomber. First pitch is at 7:15. Also last night, Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Boston Celtics defeated the Dallas Mavericks 107-89. You can listen to game number 2 on Sunday, Celtics Mavericks. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow night, you can listen to game 1 of the NHL Stanley Cup final between the Panthers and the Oilers. Pregame for that one starts at 6:30. We're going to dive back into Sonny Gray after his outing last night. Is Sonny Gray trending in the wrong direction? And is adding a starter a must for your St. Louis Cardinals? That's coming your way next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Following the game last night, Sonny Gray said this to the assembled media, and this audio is courtesy of Valley Sports Midwest. Here's Sonny Gray on his performance last night.
It's a trending in the wrong direction, so we got to come in and come up with a plan moving forward and get back on track. That's not the job of a starting pitcher. The job of a starting pitcher is not to go through spurts of great. The job is to stay out there for as long as you can and put your team into a position to win. So yeah, I struck 4 hitters out in a row. Who cares? It's not the point of a starter. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
One, he's right. I'm glad he pointed. I like that he pointed out. Who cares that I struck out 4 in a row? Doesn't matter. We didn't win the game. I didn't pitch deep enough. I didn't perform well enough. And it has been a trend. There is something that the Cardinals are going to have to do at the trade deadline. And Mo may not love it, but they're going to have to add a starter. There's no debating this. You can't just add a reliever.
They're so far out of it.
I love it.
Well, that is true.
Then they'll be dumping all their starters.
I don't think they're going to be out of it because the National League is top heavy.
The National League won't let them be out.
Correct. Like, we can't just talk about the Cardinals. In it?
Even if you
owe it to the fans, Carey.
Technically, you are.
Yeah, and if they show up, they'll spend more money. You know that.
That's what they said.
That's how this works.
Yep.
You got to show up for us to spend.
Is that why you're going to the game tonight?
Yep.
Carey wants that
support
rotation guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Waiting on him.
He heard Bill DeWitt III.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to show up. You think that's going to affect us?
We're
That's what he said.
Revenue on
I don't think
payroll.
He said it quite like that.
Kind of similar. Kind of. Something like that. That's what I remember.
Depends on how you heard
That's
it.
how I
That's
heard
what
it.
I remember.
Yeah.
So that's why Carey's going tonight.
Yeah.
So you don't think that they're going to acquire a star just because you think they're out of it, Carey? Like they're going to be out. They're going to be so far out of it.
I don't know that there's a guarantee that waiting until the trade deadline allows you to be in a position to go get a starting pitcher.
Yeah.
Because we have seen inconsistent play thus far. Mm-hmm. I mean, you drop a game last night. Now, again, it's one game. You show that you can play well against a Baltimore Orioles team, but then you drop games against the Rockies and the White Sox. I don't know who they are. I feel like I have an idea, and it's probably not going to be good enough to get you where you need to go. Again, your ace last night gave up 3 runs. Not terrible, but you only scored 2.
Yeah.
And so if you're unable to score more runs and prevent the opposing team from scoring 3 runs in an inning, 2 runs in an inning, you're probably not going to have much success. And so I just don't know what you're going to get. We'll see what we get tonight from old Lance Lynn.
Yeah, so let's just play a little game then, because I agree with you, Carey, that if we keep doing this all season long, it'll always lead back to, I just don't know. Yeah, so let's just play a little game and pretend that the Cardinals are going to be a playoff team. They show some promise. Just play the game with me.
I'll play make-believe. Okay.
Oh, Carey, I don't like how you responded to Jamie like that.
I know you're grumpy.
I'm grumpy about the Cardinals.
You didn't start grumpy.
Lost to the Rockies last night.
I'm trying to help
you.
you.
Didn't start this way, though.
I wasn't this way. I was optimistic. I wore the red glasses.
You wore them a lot.
The day before they...
Or not this morning, but to start the show, I felt like you were... You were just kind of like...
He was out of sorts.
I was
kind of happy about that.
I think he needed a nap, quite honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That helps.
But, just
with you.
play
Let's go.
pretend a little bit and look at it from the standpoint that if the Cardinals stay in a wild card spot, like come trade deadline, and I know you're ready to say, screw it, doesn't matter, but if you're John Mozeliak or Michael Gersh and your job depends on the Cardinals solidifying a spot, doesn't matter which one.
Right.
You're going to have to add somebody for the rotation. If you're right there.
I mean, right now they're a half a game out of the wild card.
Let's fast forward. It's trade deadline time. You're looking at that, and you're looking at it's your job to put a playoff team together.
If you're still in that spot, yes.
Yeah.
If you are 5 games out and you've been playing this up and down style of baseball, not really good defense, not timely hitting, pitching up and down, you're trusting and relying on 3 main pitchers out of the bullpen too often. That is the recipe that I see taking place right now. It's this is the story that is being written, and unless something changes, meaning someone performs better, somebody goes on a heater, starts hitting the ball, maybe a couple of guys, and you start getting better defense. Again, they scored 3 runs. One of the runs was scored on a wild pitch. Don't know how a wild pitch is not an error when it costs a run. But nonetheless, but it wasn't an error. But it cost you a run. So,
yeah.
It's coming from every position. Like your shortstop is booting balls and not fielding them cleanly. I love him.
That's your guy.
He is my guy. So is your third baseman, your pitchers, your catchers, second baseman. I think Goldie has done a pretty good job over there. But everybody's taking turns. And that's what bad teams or not good teams do. Everybody, your turn. All right, you take it. You got this one. You can hold my beer. I'll get this one. That's what bad teams do.
It's a disaster.
And it feels like it's continuing.
On every single night, it's somebody different.
Somebody different. Yeah. And you can't blame one person. All right, we take him out. We'll be okay. No, what about him, and him?
So, but to loop it back to where I started with this, if you're a playoff team, if you're a half game out,
you got to go for it.
You got to go for it. You got to do something, because John Mozeliak, his legacy, if you'll call it, or Michael Gersh, whatever it is, you got to get this team into the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then you have to go find a legit guy for your rotation. You can't go get another number 4, number 5. If you do that, you might limp in, but then you're not really going to be taken seriously. And then if you get to the playoffs, what are your chances? Like right now, Sonny Gray, he's your first guy. For game 1, Sonny Gray's your guy. After that, you'd be like, yeah.
Right.
Anthony, who is that guy? And what do you have to give up to get him?
Jordan Montgomery. I'm circling him again.
Yeah, I mean,
you can say whatever you want about, maybe he didn't want to come back, didn't get an offer, they'd had a chance. It doesn't matter. If he's sitting there at trade deadline time, it's going to take you very little to get him.
So, as a professional athlete, you played in a city and you wanted to return to that city. You wouldn't have had any conversations. Screw the agent. The hell with the agent and what he wants.
Carey, here's what you're missing.
I'm asking.
Their starting asking price might have been so far ahead. The Cardinals be like, screw it. Hey, nice. Thank you for your service. Good luck. Mm-hmm. And then as it progressed, the Cardinals then at that point spent what they believed to be their budget right away on Sonny Gray, and then went after Lynn and Gibson. And then if Monty came back at that point, you're like,
too late.
We don't have that kind of money left. So it's not necessarily that they didn't try, but Boris and Montgomery may have started at a level where you're like,
we're not even talking that conversation.
Yeah, we're not talking the same language.
All right. Well,
so you asked me who would I get? I would be getting somebody not only for the deadline, so the rest of the year, but for years after.
Well, optimally,
you're gonna have
that
to
would
pay,
be it, right?
Right.
Of course.
So don't put yourself in a position to have to go into free agency and play that game. Acquire somebody. It's going to hurt. You're going to have to give up. This is why I teased what I teased about Mo not liking it. He doesn't like to give up prospects unless it's a couple of aces for an outfielder he's only going to use for 2 years. Then he's all in.
Why?
But
Anthony.
But Jesus Luzardo for Miami and Garrett Crochet for the White Sox.
Who'd be your preference right now? You can only have one.
Crochet.
Okay.
What about Luis Severino with the Mets?
I like Severino in a short term. I wanted to, you know this. You talked to me the other day.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
I liked Severino in the offseason. I said this would be a 1 year guy that's got plenty of upside. Instead, they went with two guys that have pitched fine. You know, Kyle Gibson and Lance Lynn have pitched fine. So whatever. But yes, Severino on a short term, on a short term deal, absolutely, because he would be a rental. But if you can make it hurt, if you're okay with that. Garrett Crochet of Chicago, forget what the White Sox are terrible. He's been fantastic this season. He's got 2 more years left of control, and he's only 25.
And go get him and Luis Robert.
That's fine too. Yeah, you want
Apparently he's available.
Yeah, I don't think that deal is going to be lots. It would be more than Jesus Luzardo, and Jesus Luzardo is probably going to cost you something too. But I would be looking at the situation now and for the future. Because who's coming back next year? Lynn's on a 1 year deal. Gibson's on a 1 year deal. Miles Michaelis, how many more years does he have? One after this?
I think they just offered him an extension last
Michaelis?
year. I think he got 2. He should have 2.
So you have 2 after
I think
this?
he's got this
year and then 2 more years.
Is it 2 more?
I think so.
I thought it was this year. and
Steven
next
Matz is going into his final year next year.
Yeah.
Michaelis has next year, and that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's
So
I'd
you
be
lose
looking
Matz and Michaelis.
a year from now.
So you really have to you really have to go get some cost control talent. It's going to hurt. And you really have to cross your fingers that Hentz, McGreevy, Graceffo take those steps. Otherwise, you're back in the Lance Lynn, Gibson pool.
Yeah. Hey, Cardinals, you haven't developed that guy.
What?
What pool is that?
The P pool.
Okay.
It's not the infinity pool.
Okay.
It's a little small pool.
It's the one where
like in the Ozarks, they got like 50,000 people in one pool, and like most of the people drink all day and don't leave the pool.
Yeah, or it's the one that you put out for the kids, you know, when you don't have a pool, you put in the backyard.
Yeah, fill it up with a water hose.
Yeah, at the end, it's full of grass and you know who else. Like, it's that pool, right? Or you go get crochet and make it, like, come on. You haven't developed anybody.
Don't yell at me.
You haven't developed anybody. So, that's a steep price. Yeah, no. This is what it's going to cost you because you failed in that regard. But at least you got a dude.
I'm with you, man.
All right.
I'm sold.
Stop yelling at you.
You yelled at me for 5 minutes. I don't even know. I'm like...
Honestly,
but
Jamie,
I understood that you needed to project that somewhere.
Yeah.
So you projected it onto me.
I did.
And you know what, Anthony? Today, I was fine with it.
Thanks, Jamie.
You're welcome.
You're a good teammate.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Nope.
And legends never die.
Darn right. Sports Six Pack is next, so if you got a question for us. Well, no, legends, that's the point. Legends never die.
There you go.
Legends never die.
That's right.
Humans do, but legends, they don't.
Follow your heart, kid. You'll never go wrong.
Exactly.
Good job, Marshall.
Oh, boy.
Babe Ruth. 314-39 in that documentary. Came back.
He did.
Yeah, at any point, the kid didn't freak out.
Well, it was a vision.
Was it a vision?
It was a vision.
All right.
He's pretty sure that was Babe Ruth that came back.
Tough kid.
From the closet, right? Did he come through the closet?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Monsters?
No.
No, it's Babe Ruth.
Just George.
Yeah, just George Herman Ruth.
314-399-9646.
The great Bambi.
Sierra Covered Service text line. Sports Six Pack next.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six Pack is now.
Well, Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh with your questions via the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646 for the Sports Six Pack. You all right, Carey?
And Jamie was I too close to you?
Hey, he got on his chair and kept scooching. And then I knew he couldn't get back, so now he's swinging his legs and trying to, what the hell's wrong with you today?
It's Friday, man. I don't know.
My goodness.
Carey, you're doing great.
I appreciate it.
Question number 1.
From the 314, Jamie, will Matthew Tkachuk be captain of Team USA at the Four Nations and Olympics coming up?
I think it'll be Tkachuk.
Oh, wow.
No, it's going to be one of them. Because Brady Tkachuk was the captain this year at the World Championships. And, I don't know. I don't even know what you do as a team. When you have both of these guys on your roster, do you just go co-captains?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
At that point, I mean, they're both great leaders in their own way. They do it very differently, but very, very respected by all the players, certainly by all the U.S.-born players. So I think it will be Tkachuk. Just take your pick.
Is there a veteran that would make the team that they would maybe just give it to, or does that really matter?
No.
No.
You'd have to. That veteran would have to be so much more of a leader, head and shoulders above these two. And one thing that I can tell you about the international competitions starting back up is they're going to want guys who are in it for the long haul. So, if the Tkachuk brothers or one of them is the captain, it'd be like Chris Chelios for representing U.S. 4 Olympics or something crazy.
Oh, so they would be the captain for multiple years. That's what you're saying.
If they continue to play well enough to make the team, I don't see why you'd ever take it away.
Question number 2.
From the 573, Adam Wainwright was the Cardinals' last consistent star pitcher who they developed in their farm system. That was over 10 years ago in the Walt Jocketty era. Does that say more about Mozeliak that guys like Waka, Martinez, Flaherty did not work out? Or is it just an unfortunate aspect of the sometimes cruel game of baseball?
I'm glad they said that last part because I fall more into the category. I know we have to blame Mo for everything, but I fall more into the category of what that texter just described at the end. And I think they absolutely nailed it. Michael Waka, as we know, first-round pick. Jamie, nice job there in the Gauntlet. Michael Waka, first-round pick.
Thank you, yeah.
Michael Waka, first-round pick. Looked like he was going to take the baton from Adam Wainwright to be the next Cardinals ace. Injuries sidetracked his career. Carlos Martinez, from a skill set and talent standpoint, off the charts. Off field, bit of a knucklehead, all that. Started to get injuries compiled too late in his Cardinals career. Jack Flaherty, we saw the talent. The 2019 version of Jack, first half of 2020. I mean, this is somebody that had ace potential. He's pitching like an ace again for the Tigers. How long? We don't know because injuries sidetracked him. It's not like Mo and the Cardinals didn't find these guys, discover these guys, either the international market or drafting them. They got hurt. Or, again, consistency and things like that from Carlos Martinez.
You can put Alex Reyes on there as well.
Alex Reyes, another
injury.
I mean, at one point, we thought it was going to be Alex Reyes, Jack Flaherty,
Martinez,
Carlos Martinez at the top of your rotation.
And all three of them had the potential, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. Yeah, baseball, to the texter's point, baseball's difficult.
A few texters texting in saying that Adam Wainwright was drafted by the Braves, which he was.
Yeah, he developed in this organization, though.
Yeah, so the 618 says, I thought the Braves did most of the development with Wainwright.
I
don't know that to be true.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
Because he came here and played in the minors still, and they brought him up, cup of coffee, and started in the bullpen.
Yeah.
They did a lot of the heavy lifting as well.
Adam Wainwright has also admitted on these airwaves that he wasn't always like Greg Maddux, he has told the story about Greg Maddux going to him and saying, "Hey, kid, I will be at the weight room with my newspaper on the treadmill or bike or whatever it was every morning at this time if you have questions." And Waino has tried it himself, saying, I didn't really take advantage of that opportunity. Not that he never talked to him, but he didn't. He would have relished that opportunity later in his career.
Yeah.
So that also speaks to he was a young pup with Atlanta. In St. Louis, there was a lot of that growing and maturing that had to happen for Waino, and it did. So yeah, I wouldn't say that Atlanta mostly developed him. All right,
question number 3.
Get one more question, and then we'll roll it over.
From the 661, what sport takes the crown for best team sport? Basically, which sport relies most on working together?
Football.
That one's tough to beat.
It's football. I mean, you can have
baseball's got to be dead last out of the top 4.
Dead last. Basketball is probably. It's basketball and hockey are. I would say hockey and then basketball.
So would I.
Yeah.
Because I think even in basketball, I think you still have one or two guys take over. In hockey, sure, there's the Connor McJesuses, but you still need.
Yeah, I mean,
you still need a village,
it's
man.
It's a total team game because the superstar can't do anything if he doesn't get the puck from somebody.
Right.
And if somebody doesn't defend and take the puck from the other team, they can't make the pass to the superstar.
Right.
So it is a complete team game.
Football is, I mean, you can have 10 people doing the right thing and one guy not block the 3 technique and the play is dead.
Right.
Like everybody has to know the play, know the snap count, be on the same page, do your job effectively for a play to be successful.
The only pushback I'll go with that, I'd put hockey over football because I believe that football is more one-on-one within the team game. Like you have to win that one-on-one battle. Whereas like hockey, you don't really have that. It's just it's this flow to the game. Like there's not one set spot. You
one-on-one battles all over the ice, though.
I mean, there is.
And if you get burned, just like football, if a guy gets burned, you got to have your linebackers and your safeties. Like they have to adjust.
So are we just saying football because there's more people on the field?
I think it's more of a team sport. Like if you are not, again, you can have even defensively, you can have everybody doing the correct thing and one guy be out of place as a team, and that's not necessarily a one-on-one thing. That's we are all in the same correct gap and one person overran their gap or 2 people overran their gap and now we're gashed for a 45-yard run.
Marsh, I don't really understand what your beef is with football, but
I love football, Anthony.
Carey, I apologize for Guy Marsh today.
I can't really comment to it because I never played football at a high level. So it's like,
not yet.
Not yet.
And as soon as I learn how to skate, you know where I'm at.
Absolutely. Yes. Right here on this show.
Talking about hockey.
I'm thinking about it from the importance of each position. Like quarterbacks are way more important than other positions in football, whereas
I don't think that.
What about the goalie? Hockey
More.
Well, I understand that. I understand
that. You got a crap goalie, you're not going anywhere. Just like if you have a crap quarterback.
Well, I mean, the Avalanche won the Stanley Cup with a crap goalie.
No, they won with an average goalie. Just like teams in the NFL have won with an average quarterback.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And few.
Carey's face on that was spectacular. He's a bit of few. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We'll continue our Sports Six-Pack next.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
5:06, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Here's Andrew Marsh continuing our Sports Six-Pack.
Question number 4.
From the 573, is it odd that Yadier Molina still has not shown up to help the team at all after being named a special assistant back in October?
Yes, it's odd.
Why is that?
Yeah. Like, is he?
You were talking about Yachty there.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Is Yachty contributing via phone call or video sessions? Like,
I doubt it.
We don't know. I'm going to say no, but we don't know for sure. But it's extremely odd that John Mozeliak made a point of talking about Yachty being a big part of this organization moving forward, and he'd be late to spring training. He's
still waiting.
That flight must have got delayed. And I don't understand. Like, there's been a couple of times here in the last 2 years where I don't understand the Cardinals and Yadier Molina. Last year when Contreras was having all of those issues at the start, one, why don't you at that moment have Yachty come in? Just say, come in for a week. Like, don't worry about being a manager or a bench coach or anything. Come in for a week.
Right.
And let's see if we can talk to Wilson Contreras or like this, or work with us. Have us understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So fast forward again. Now you have Contreras, who's your main guy, but you got Herrera. And now when Contreras gets hurt, don't you think you should have said to Yachty, why don't you get on a plane and come up here and continue to work with Herrera while he's our number one guy?
Yes.
Like, all the situations that have happened where Yachty could have been a part of it, and this year he's actually supposed to be technically part of the team.
Right.
It's really weird. I don't understand any of it.
I mean, you nailed it with what you said about the issues that they're having at the catcher position. And this is supposed to be somebody, I would imagine, that is somewhat on call. But
is he still getting paid?
I'm sure he is.
How do I... Anybody know how to apply for that job?
No kidding, right? That'd be nice. Sitting down in Puerto Rico and getting paid.
If you know how, text into the text line so I can apply. I'm still going to be here, but just getting paid there.
Yeah, right. You're,
of course.
What you're saying
and
is
it's not going to do anything.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good plan to get on. And get paid.
We get it. Yeah. We understand the role, and we also are applying.
All right.
Question number 5.
From the 573, at what point do you get bored of a playoff series?
3-0.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to see it finish.
Well, it depends. Like a playoff series or a championship? Because if it's a playoff series, 3-0, I'm with you, Anthony. You're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still watching, but if it's a 3-0 and there's a team that has a chance to clinch the cup or whatever, or the World Series, I'm going to watch that game.
Fair.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm not interested in the series to begin with, but if I'm glued in for whatever reason because I like both teams or like players from a team, I'm probably going to be watching it the entire time to see who wins.
But your interest level, though, like you can't be locked in 3-0.
Yeah, I want to see if they're able to finish it. I do. I want to see if they can finish it, or if this team can do what's never been done in NBA playoff history. They probably can't. Probably.
I don't think so. I don't know. That's premature. I mean, it's one game, and
you weren't watching the Red Sox when they came back against the Yankees. They were down 3-0. That was a hell of a series.
Okay, does it have to be to that magnitude?
I mean, if you're down 3-0 and you turn it off, you missed you turned it back on game 6 or 7 for sure.
Yeah. Carey, I'm really not interested in you yelling at me. So,
do you think
I apologize.
It's okay.
Like last night, the NBA Finals, that game was terrible.
It was boring as hell.
Yeah.
I was in and out of that game.
Does that set the tone for the series? Because I feel like there's some people that could think, this series is over if every game is like this.
I don't think it's
Boston is a really good team. I think Dallas has lost. They've gone 1-3 in these 4 first games of a series so far this playoff.
This is far from over. I
wouldn't expect it to be a sweep by the Boston Celtics.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't think so. They're too talented. Those 2 guys are too talented, specifically Luka and Kyrie.
Kyrie looked horrible last night.
I'm not going to listen, Marsh. I'm not going to fight you on that.
He needs to switch the shoes out.
Did you miss your bet the board? Did you
of course.
He looked disinterested.
Yeah, what did you?
You went 23. I think I had him
over in points.
You had Kyrie over in points?
Yeah. Maybe there's a little bitterness to me.
What'd you have? You had Gorman.
Total bases, I needed 1. He got it.
It was only 1?
He was 0.5 was what it was set.
What was the odds?
136, minus 136.
Really?
He got a hit.
Why are you doubting me now? If you're going to friggin' do that crap, do it in the day that I do it. You had all your time. Now, just because he got a hit last night.
Yeah.
Did he? Really? That's what it was?
First of
Screw
all,
you.
I only sound like that.
Question me.
I only sound like that sometimes.
Yeah, you did right there.
Second of all, typically bases are 1.5. That's all.
Well, Anthony, watch this. I'm going to pull up your favorite website here, FanDuel. And I'm going to show you
all of our favorite
websites, sir.
Thank you.
Listen, Jamie, I don't want you to do this. I believe you.
No, Anthony, because listen, you're not going to call me
sound
a
like
liar.
he believes you.
I believe him.
No, he says, usually it's usually.
Okay, with the voice.
Yes,
The voice is back.
Come here. No, come here right now.
I want to see it.
Come here.
Let me see.
Right now. Nolan Gorman, total bases 0.5, minus 135 for the over. Get to stepping. Goodbye.
Good job. Very proud of you.
First of all, that was covers.
But that's what you tell me to always use.
I know, but
don't you get it? I'm not going to say that.
It was FanDuel's odds.
Yeah. What the hell? You're blacking out right now.
I'm sorry.
Question number 6.
God.
I apologize.
All right, final
For
question.
absolutely nothing. Trying to win.
Now you're trying to win, but you let Marshy get a player after he picked a player.
He can have the bench guy.
He can't have the bench guy because the bench guy. If
Why
he
are you
comes
going
off
to
the
Carp
bench,
late in the game? You're not going to go to Carp late in the
Got
game.
nothing else on the bench.
who else is on the bench? Crawdaddy?
Hey, you know what?
Nobody else on the bench.
Art of war. Okay?
All right.
When your opponent's making a mistake, let him.
All right. You say that.
Okay, final question.
And when he doesn't even come off the
Marshy,
bench,
just
you
power
won't even
through it.
say anything on Monday.
Just power through it at this point.
Go ahead, Marsh.
Okay. From the 314.
You know, and another. No. Sorry,
who do you guys think wins the Stanley Cup? And who do you think thrives and struggles based on matchups?
Let's get into that next on 101 ESPN. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup final between the Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers will take place tomorrow night, and we'll have the pregame for you at 6:30 leading up for the game. So if you're driving around and you're going to miss some hockey, don't worry. We got you covered right here on 101 ESPN. All right, boys. You guys had a little bit of a squabble.
We did?
Earlier in the week about this matchup. Jamie, you said, if it gets 5, I think it goes 5.
I said 5.
He did say
You
5.
basically
I said Panthers in 5.
You basically said Panthers in 3. Like that's basically what you said.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah. Carey, you and Marsh, for that matter, kind of fought back on that. Do you still want to take on the gentleman's agreement that this one will go longer than 5?
I listen to Jamie often. He's very intellectual as it pertains to hockey. He has great knowledge of these things, and he's talked about a young man named Connor, ad nauseum. Connor, some people call him McDavid, and others call him McJesus. Telling me that he's the greatest hockey player, or one of the greatest hockey players since the great one. I think
he's the best hockey player right now.
All right, well,
and ever, Bob.
And ever.
Not in
like greater than the greatest. Like, what? I thought that's what you said, but maybe I heard
that would never happen.
All right.
Wayne Gretzky's the greatest player ever. Who's a great teammate. Wayne, you know that.
There you go. And
Thanks
so
for
I
listening,
feel
Wayne.
like when you have one of the greatest
That's what
players.
you told me.
No
We
kidding.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Wayne, we love you.
Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah, so when you do have one of the greatest players in hockey right now, to just throw 5 games and say there's no way that this team has a chance to win the series or make it a 6-game series or a 7-game series seems a bit. And I trust your opinion because you know obviously more than I do, but I just feel like that's a bit much.
You know what, Carey? After listening to what you just said, I am going to change it
to 4 games.
Panthers in 4.
Wow. Damn.
Now, look, Connor McDavid is a fantastic hockey player. So is Leon Draisaitl. I just feel, and watching the Florida Panthers and still watching some of their games over from. So the psychopath that I am this week, I watched one of their games from the first series, the second series, the third series, just picked random games. And the reason I did that is I wanted to see systematically how consistent they were. And when I watched those 3 random games from 3 different series, you couldn't tell what series it was. Like the third series, you couldn't tell that they were more buckled down than the very first game I watched from the very first series. This is a team that's dialed in. Their puck possession, their heavy bodies on the forecheck, their ability to eliminate plays quickly and then regain puck control, it's scary. It's really unreal. Now you got Connor McDavid that, he can do a lot of magical things, but I think Connor McDavid, I think he's going to struggle with the structure that the Florida Panthers have. And the only thing the Florida Panthers can do to get themselves in trouble is be undisciplined and take penalties. The Oilers' power play is deadly. And that's where Connor McDavid and Draisaitl can really do their damage because you can't close out guys as quick. You're not able to defend as fast. Obviously, you're short a guy. So stay out of the box, and I'm just telling you, man, I think the Panthers, from a structural game plan, are just so superior.
Marsh, you were also on the side, kind of leaning toward Carey. You questioned it with Jamie because we have said this before about Edmonton.
Yeah.
It also applied in the Dallas series.
Jamie's 0 for 2 when it comes to predicting series. Let's not forget that.
I picked the Panthers to get to the Stanley Cup final.
That's fair.
So what am I on? The Dallas Stars?
And the Hurricanes.
You're right. I was wrong. That's the weirdest thing because I was so right, yet I was wrong. The Hurricanes completely outplayed the Rangers, but their goaltender, Igor Shesterkin,
bless you,
thank you, was a very big difference maker. So you're right, Marshy. You're right.
All right,
I appreciate you calling out my flaws.
Yeah.
Even though the series went almost exactly according to what I said.
Feels good, doesn't it? Have somebody point out your wrongs.
I like it.
I want this series.
Trust me. I had someone in my life point out all my flaws.
It happens.
I want this series to be a good series. I'd like it to go at least 6 or 7 games. And I'll predict Oilers 7 games. But I could absolutely see it going 5 in favor of the Panthers.
I like how you're thinking, Marshall.
It's just like, I don't know how long this can go for Edmonton. I don't know how long it can go.
Does game 1 tell you, will that give you, if Edmonton comes out and jumps on them and is able to score goals, Florida looks a little bit out of sorts because they're the more physical, more aggressive team, but that aggression is not impacting the Oilers as it did against the Rangers, like we saw. Does that change your opinion, or would that change your opinion, or would you just say that's an outlier, that's one game?
It's just game 1.
Okay. Yeah, the same thing happened against Boston, too. Yeah. Florida dropped that first game against Boston, but I
believe they dropped the first one of the Rangers, too.
Yeah, they're a team that I could totally see them losing game 1, and everyone's like, hey, the Edmonton Oilers. I'll probably be one of those people. And then they'll lose the next 4 games because the Panthers are that structured. Like, the Rangers had no chance getting to the front of the net. Like, they couldn't.
I want to fall in.
Like, is 5 games aggressive? Yes, it is. I just feel strongly about the Panthers.
But it's not, though, because Edmonton has shown us in the past that when it comes down to a big series, they will lose in like 4 or 5 games. However, this is a different year, though, so I'm really torn.
But you also can't forget the variable of Stuart Skinner.
Exactly. He is.
Like, what version are you going to get?
Yeah.
If you get the one version where you had to pull him out of the series, you're cooked. You're done. And the Panthers are a team, constant pressure, constant pucks and bodies to the net. They challenge the other team's defenseman. There's always somebody there. There's always a rebound. There's always pressure. Like, a goaltender doesn't get a chance to breathe.
I want to fall into the category of what Marsh is talking about with, hey, we've doubted the Oilers in this season, in this playoff, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they have rose to the challenge. What's different now? With Dallas, so they got past Dallas. They get past whoever. Why couldn't they do it? But if a team is who they are, you have to believe them. And this is a team that ultimately will come up short because of their goaltending and their defense. So I like Florida as well. I won't go 4. I'll go 5.
I think with Skinner, the thing is, that's the key. What is he going to be? There was a game when they played against Dallas. He let up 2 goals in the first 5 shots, and you're thinking this game's over.
And then Game 7, he stood on his head.
Well, yeah, but
the Oilers came back and throttled.
They won that game.
Oh, that's right.
They won that same game. Like, I don't know what you're going to get from.
That was a midweek game.
Plus, Edmonton, they played the Kings, the Canucks. Solid team, went 7 games.
Solid series.
But that's not a Stanley Cup team. And they played a Dallas team that played a lot of games in the playoffs. They went toe-to-toe with Vegas.
Yeah.
And they went toe-to-toe with Colorado for the most part. I mean, that series kind of got out of hand there. But, I mean, it's a good Colorado team. I don't know if Edmonton can really step up to the challenge against a team that was in the Stanley Cup last year. They look a lot like what Vegas looked like in terms of their defense and just they're hard on pucks. They're tough to get by. They're tough to win battles against. But as a hockey fan, I want to see Connor McDavid be in the Stanley Cup for more than 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I don't disagree. One thing,
reasonable.
The last thing I'll say on this as a closing statement is the New York Rangers won the President's Trophy with a really skilled hockey team and an unbelievable power play. The Florida Panthers basically did to the Rangers what the Blues did to the Sharks the year they won the Cup. The Rangers pretty much gave up in that series. They stopped. They couldn't figure out a way. They were getting punished. They couldn't score on the power play.
We don't want to be here anymore.
And pretty much, the Florida Panthers just took their will right out of them.
Yeah.
So, can they do that to McDavid and Draisaitl and that crew? I mean, I guess that's to be determined.
I think they can. Will they? Well, we'll find out. All right, that's your biggest question of the day here. That's our Stanley Cup preview. We've got biggest question of the day coming up. We also have Beat the Streak. Did our listener finally get one?
He did. Doug finally came through.
All right.
Paul Goldschmidt. Congratulations to Doug.
So, Dougie will be back for Beat the Streak. We'll play that next year on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lost yesterday 3-2 against the Colorado Rockies. Sonny Gray went 4 2/3. He walked 4, struck out 5, gave up 3 earned runs. Lance Lynn on the mound tonight going up against Austin Gomber, 7:15 first pitch. If you've missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and Biggest Question of the Day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs. All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Beat the Streak here. This is where we choose one hitter from tonight's Cardinals game. And if we get a hit, streak keeps on going. Now, did Carey, who was our leader, did he get a hit last night?
Carey did get a hit.
All right, so Carey Davis still the leader in the clubhouse. Before we get to the standings, though, let's hear from our guy, Doug. Doug, you did it, man. You broke the winless streak for the listeners last night. Nice job.
Dude, it took me 26 outs, and my daughter was asking me to watch a movie, but I was like, babe, I have one last chance. Hold on. Let me get a break.
Good for you.
And he finally came through.
Excellent. Well, nice job. So I still believe you're picking last, right, Marsh? Did we all get a hit last night?
I did not get a hit.
Yes,
Oh, I'm sorry, Marsh. Okay, so go ahead, Marsh.
I'm going first?
No, you're telling me.
No. You're telling us the order.
Gotcha. Okay, so Carey is still in the lead. So Carey will go first. Anthony will go second. Jamie will go third. Doug will go fourth, and I'll go last.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Give me Mason Wynn leading off.
Mason Wynn.
5
for
opportunities,
the win.
hopefully. Give him 6. That means they scored a lot of runs if he does that.
That's very true. So I went against my choose the other team theory last night.
I told you all it was a bad omen when we all picked the Cardinals.
Yeah, big time. Why don't you go ahead and give me Charlie Blackmon? Let me just. You're right. Charlie Blackmon. I'll take him. So now it's Jamie's turn.
All right. I'm going to go with. Man, I can't go against this guy, Alec Burleson.
Okay. Doug, you're up.
Okay, CD hated on me yesterday for talking about the Rockies, but I looked it up, and they've scored 13 more runs on the season than the Cardinals have.
Wow.
However, I'm still going to go Donovan.
Donovan.
So you just threw out that stat just to kind of dig in deeper.
CD hated on me yesterday. He was like, "Oh, you're." Well, I said the Rockies score more runs in a loss than the Cardinals score in a win. You were like, "Oh, you're against us." No, I'm a Cardinals fan.
Hey.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to look up
That's
the
right.
stat.
I forgot you were.
It's hard. It's a hard life
I had
to
to look
live.
up the
You were
stat,
so
man.
down. That's right. You were so down on the Cardinals. I remember now. Hey, you know what? It's a good stat
Let's
that you
hope they
throw
don't
out
score
there.
more runs than the Cardinals again today.
They might. Right. You're just throwing out there. You're just spitting facts. You're absolutely right. All right, Marsh.
Anthony, I'm going to pick your favorite
Doug,
player.
who did you go with? I'm sorry, Marsh.
Donovan.
Donovan, thank you. Okay. Sorry, Marsh. Go ahead.
I'm picking your favorite player who happens to play on the Colorado Rockies.
Randall Grichuk?
Brendan.
Who's a Diamondback?
Rogers.
Oh, that's right. Brendan Rodgers. What did I call him one day, or did I call somebody else?
I think you were thinking of Brendan Donovan. You called him Brendan Rodgers because you had the Colorado Rockies game right in front of your face.
Freddie Freeman I've done that with. Or Fermin, I mean. I'll figure it out one day. Okay. CD's got Mason Wynn. I took Charlie Blackmon. Jamie took Alec Burleson. Doug took Brendan Donovan. Marshy took Brendan Rodgers. If I slow down, Jamie, it helps my brain function better. Thanks, buddy.
You're doing okay. You're doing a good job.
Doug, good luck. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll talk to you on Monday.
You
See you, buddy.
Look, Doug.
All right, that was Beat the Streak. Now we got biggest question of the day.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, guys, we saw this tweet last night. We had it in our group chat from the Gateway Grinders. A nice little story for everybody to listen to. Here it is. When a Cards rookie makes his debut, Brendan Donovan, not Brendan Rodgers, presents them with an Ace of Spades bottle of champagne and has the entire team sign the carrying case. Chris Roycroft said it was an incredible gift and it made me feel welcomed into this family. To have Donnie there as a leader and role model for young guys like me, it makes the moment even more special. I'll cherish and remember that moment forever, especially with the gift Donnie gave me. So we all have different opinions on this. What do you guys think of this this veteran-esque move by Brendan Donovan, the third-year man?
Well, I love it. I mean, it's awesome. Imagine, CD, you play your first NFL game and another player brings you the Ace of Spades champagne, which is a really cool bottle of champagne. It comes with a case and everything. And all your teammates sign it. Now, you've got that for, your memorabilia for the rest of your life. Even if you drink the champagne, which you probably should. You don't want to disrespect the champagne. Put the bottle back in there, and then you have the case with those signatures, and you get maybe a little plaque made, like first NFL game. Imagine that. First Major League Baseball game, and that's what you get from a teammate. For me, though, where I go with this is, why is a third-year guy doing 10-year guy stuff?
Don't ask questions that you don't
Do you know
want
what
the
I'm
answer
saying?
to.
Like, imagine, CD, if you had, like, James Harrison is a longtime veteran. He's in that room, but he's not the one doing it. A third-year guy, in his third year, by the way, is the guy giving you your champagne.
That is a very good question. You should have some of the older guys doing it. I mean, I don't know how much that bottle of champagne costs. How much does it run you?
I don't know. But it doesn't really matter.
It's not about them, but it is. But it kind of is. When you're the elder statesman and you're the highest paid player, those things generally come from those
It's
players.
a $400 bottle, $356.
He can afford it. But it's not the money that's the principle. It's just the thought. And I agree. But if I were a rookie player, my first opportunity to play in the major leagues or first professional football game, to have your entire team sign something and give it to you does mean a lot. And it does make you feel like you're a part of the team. And I think that's, as a rookie, as a younger player, that's one of the things, kind of finding your role or your niche or where you are in this clubhouse, in this locker room, on this team, to be embraced in that manner. Like I told you, when I got to Pittsburgh as a third year guy, been on a couple of teams, every man in that meeting room came and spoke to me, which was like, what the hell is this? Hey, I'm Hines Ward. Nice to meet you. Hey, I'm Ben Roethlisberger. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Carey. Like, it was so weird because you could go places and never talk to guys, have a real conversation with them, and they know your name or know who you are or any of that. So it was completely different in Pittsburgh. And I think good organizations generally do things to make everyone feel like they are a part of the team.
I think it's great. I think it shows all sorts of leadership from Brendan Donovan. I understand your question.
We'll get a text right here, Anthony.
Go ahead.
And it's not us saying it. It's from the 314. Says, maybe it's because your first and third baseman's personalities suck. Now, we didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, so
I'm reading the text.
I know you're reading the text. I know where you're going with this texter. I do. I know where you're going with that statement. I don't think anybody's personality sucks. Like, their personality is their personality.
Yeah.
Now, if you're an Arizona Diamondback, then I don't like your personality. I think when it comes to the first and third baseman's personality, to the texter's point, might be a little bit more reserved or a little bit more like focused on their own struggles. their own game.
They're the elder statesmen on that team right now. I mean, you got Matt Carpenter, but it's pretty tough to start doing that stuff when you know you're coming back for like 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And for Crawdaddy, same thing.
Yeah,
like,
no, right.
I don't expect a newbie to come in.
Right. It can't be Crawford. It can't be Carpenter.
It's concerning to me because. So let's backtrack. It's concerning to me because last year there were comments made by Nolan Arenado that they're too young. They're too young. We're really young. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay. And then comments made again in the offseason about or finding out that he was pushing big time to get Matt Carpenter back because they needed that extra leadership in the locker room.
Right.
And now Brendan Donovan is the guy welcoming the new guys for their first game with a bottle of champagne that he goes around and gets signed.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it
leaves a little to be desired.
I'm not saying it's 100% accurate, but to me it just seems like maybe the guys, your biggest veteran players, biggest money, biggest players, veteran guys, aren't interested in occupying that role. Doesn't mean they're not good at it. They're just not interested.
I agree.
Carey, do you agree or disagree with that?
No, I agree.
Because if not, they would do it.
Yeah, if they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I was that ace of spades in a club is going to cost you about $2,000.
Well, yeah, because the bottle service.
Yeah, just want you.
They bring a little spark.
Yeah, the lights that they have flashing.
Chez Dagobert.
Yeah. Let you know you don't have to buy that in the club.
Yeah.
It's buy that.
But if you go to the club and you want to buy it,
it's going to cost you about $1,500 to $2,000.
Price tag in a good time, Carey.
Yeah, you should.
Trust me, you can't. That's why I work 3 jobs now.
All right. They'll do it. We have Fade or Follow. Bet the board. 3 stars of the day. Criticisms compliment. We also need a new Fade or Follow contestant. So text in Fade if you want to play Fade or Follow this next on 101 ESPN. When it comes to upgrading the home, a couple of things that you know is going to upgrade the appeal, the look, the value. Nothing's going to do that more than your kitchen. Mosby Building Arts is running a fantastic event going on, fantastic promotion. Mosby Great Kitchen Escape, they're calling it. $2,500 Airbnb gift card with a kitchen remodel. All you have to do is call, book an appointment before the end of the month, and then you're going to get the $2,500 Airbnb gift card with that kitchen remodel. And we know that when it comes to the kitchen remodel, we're talking about the heart of the home, where families gather to cook, eat, spend time together. The average American, in fact, spends 37 minutes a day in the kitchen. Why not? If you're considering upgrading the kitchen now, why not do it with Mosby Building Arts? They're fantastic. You'll work with your own designer. You'll have your own team. They have everybody in-house, so it's not like they're calling a bunch of different contractors that might delay your project, delay your remodel. No, Mosby Building Arts, everybody's under one roof. When they start, they don't start, in fact, until all of the materials are in. Give them a call, 314-909-1800. Do so before the end of June. Get that Airbnb gift card with the kitchen remodel, all courtesy of Mosby. Call Mosby.com is the website. It's Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
It's time for FanDuel Fade or Follow on the Fast Lane.
Brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Everyone follow us.
I'll fade.
Money, 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 money.
All right, time to play FanDuel's Fade or Follow in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. And we have a new Fade or Follow contestant, and it's Donnie. What's up, Donnie?
How you guys doing today?
Doing great. Fade or Follow?
Baseball?
Donnie Baseball's calling us. That's right. So, Donnie, I'm sure you know how this works, but for those that don't, we're going to give Donnie a selection, a betting selection that he can find on FanDuel. And if Donnie decides to follow us, then we're aligned on that team or that play. If Donnie fades us, then he's got to basically root against our play. Either way, if he wins, he'll win $50 of FanDuel's money, and he'll be back next Friday for another crack at it. So, Donnie, you ready to go?
Let's go. Let's get a good pick here.
So, we have all been pretty aligned here with the Florida Panthers. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals tomorrow night. We're taking the Florida Panthers minus 137 on the money line tomorrow night in Game 1 against Edmonton. Would you like to fade us or follow us?
Like Jamie said, it's going to be Florida in 4, so I'm going to have to go along with you guys.
He did say that.
Yeah, he said Florida in 3, actually.
Yeah,
then we reminded him that, you got to play a 4th. So, yep. All right. If the Panthers win tomorrow night against Edmonton, which you can listen to it right here on 101 ESPN, Donnie, you're going to win $50 and be back next week. Sound good?
All right, sounds great.
All right, Donnie, have a great weekend, man. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
There you have it. Time for Bet the Board now. Marsh, latest standings. You got them, kid? No, you don't.
No, I have them. I just don't want to read them.
I understand.
Wow.
But you're a pro, so you're going to.
All right, so I am 0-4. Carey lost, so he's 1-3. Jamie is now 4-0. And I did not see how the Reds do.
They beat the Cubs.
So you're now 2-4. You're 2-2.
Good boy, Antoine.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks, buddy. Playing well.
Yeah, Jamie's definitely playing well. All right, Jamie, leader in the clubhouse.
Well, we talked about this earlier. Nolan Gorman, total bases. Got him down at 0.5. I'm taking the over at minus 135.
He found the loophole.
He found the loophole.
The glitch in the matrix.
He found the glitch in the matrix. Yep. But, hey, good work, man.
I got the lead.
You got it. I'm going to take the fade or follow play. I'm going to take the Panthers minus 137 tomorrow night.
Okay.
Over the
Nice
Oilers.
play.
Thank you, sir.
I am going to double down and go back to the Dallas Mavericks, who are +7.
So they bumped them up a little bit, huh?
For Sunday's game.
Okay, there you go.
I'm going to take Evan Bouchard over 2.5 shots on goal for tomorrow night's game.
It's a solid pick.
Okay, nice. There's Bet the Board for you. So Marsh is going to enter his final plays there. Marsh does a fantastic job, by the way, of keeping track. He keeps track of everything. Records, fade or follow records, everything.
Phenomenal.
Yes. And then once he's done, we'll get some criticisms and compliments. By the way, instant replay from 6 to 7 tonight. Don't forget, again, Panthers, Oilers, pregame, Game 1, 6:30 tomorrow night, ahead of the game, which we'll have right here on 101 ESPN. All right, Marsh, what do you got for criticisms and compliments?
From the 636, I get it now. Of course, Carey uses mustard for his cramps. He played on blanking Heinz Field.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Catch me mustard, baby.
Yeah,
Makes
okay.
sense.
I didn't put that together. Nice job, Texter.
Yeah. Pretty intelligent there.
No kidding.
Got a text from the 314. I imagine that sometimes Ollie Marmol submits the lineup and then turns on 101 ESPN for the lineup game for the players to find out if they're in the lineup. I imagine all of the players getting into it and making noises reacting to each sounder.
What did you say today, Marsh? Probably didn't appreciate some of the...
Probably not.
Yeah.
We had the sour sounders today.
We did, yep. But you did play sounders.
You did.
People requested them. They didn't ask which one specifically.
They wanted positive. They should win.
Very true.
I agree.
That's what Marshy said.
We got a message from Gator in the Snake Pit. We need the Fast Lane to step up and make the T-shirts they would sell. Can we get a discussion on Snake Pit T-shirts.
Snake pit T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm actually not opposed to that.
Why? Yeah. Why would you?
Yeah.
How many members do we have in the snake pit, though? This has to be profitable for us.
Well, here's the
Sorry,
thing.
guys. I'm going to put my business hat on.
What I suggest. After they get their snake pit shirt, I think we usually roughly have about somewhere between 150 to 200 people. But after they get their snake pit shirt, they have to make that their profile picture with the shirt on.
Ooh, I like that.
I think this is that each member of the snake pit gets a free snake pit T-shirt after they sell 10.
Okay. Jamie, I got to hand it to you. You're always thinking.
You are
Marsh,
always selling.
What do we have for the 3 stars of the day?
All right, our third star of the day is going to go to Lisa, who left us a mic drop. She's doing all right.
Nice,
going on
good,
vacation.
yeah,
Going
Lisa.
to Lake Tahoe. She's heading to Lake Tahoe.
Good for you.
Part of the Sounders as well.
Our second star of the day goes to a condiment that is yellow, mustard. Also helps with cramps.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It does.
According to our guy, Carey Davis.
Load up on that tonight.
Yeah.
And our first star of the day, this is courtesy of FedEx Brian. He wanted to remind us, and I wanted to get to this yesterday, but it came in a little too late. The U.S. and Canadians, had to include Jamie, servicemen that fought, died, and lived 80 years ago yesterday on D-Day.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well said. Absolutely. Excellent. All right. That'll do it for us. Everybody have a great weekend. Thank you so much for listening throughout the course of the day today. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.